after shift because Connor and a Leon, if they get as many chances as they had last night, all of a sudden you're looking at 5 and 6 point nights. So I think the Dallas Stars realized that, you know what, they had a good period and they stole one from the Edmonton Oilers. But they can't, that is not a recipe of winning a series. That's a recipe of winning a game. But to win a series, the Dallas Stars have to be a much better club 5-on-5, which we already know that the Oilers are very effective at.
Yeah, they had a good 6 minutes, really, on the power play is what they had. I mean, they're the second team since 1934 with 3 power play goals in the first 6 minutes of a period. I mean, it's, you know, I look at it as a bit of a one-off. Now, having said that, Rob, you have tossed away a game in a best-of-7 series. And I realize it's a long series, but you've still tossed a game away. I brought up the example of, you know, the Game 5 loss to Anaheim 8 years ago where you lose in 7, but for me that series was lost in Game 5. What importance do you place on, let's say, the first 30 minutes tonight in terms of reestablishing the fact that our best is better than your best from an Edmonton perspective? Is that important, or with this Oiler club and their propensity for rallying rather than necessarily starting on time, is it immaterial what the first 30 minutes look like?
Well, I think going back to your first point about throwing a game away that you should have won, it gets a little dicier and more important when you play against a team. And let's face it, Ottinger's a goaltender that can win a game or 2 for you in a series.
And I didn't think he was at his best either.
No,
did you, Rob? He got a little lucky.
And that's where you're thinking, okay, we scored 3 on him. We dominated 5-on-5 for 40 minutes, and yet we didn't find a way to win the hockey game. But Ottinger can win a game or 2. And I watched the Dallas-Winnipeg series, and there were a couple games in that series where Winnipeg was the better team, but Ottinger was the better goaltender. So that's why you don't want to throw a game away, because there might be a couple nights where you're better, but their goaltender stands on his head. I do believe that as the way this game starts, where if the Oilers can, I mean, the whole narrative has been from the Oilers dressing room is, you know what, we made some discipline mistakes and our penalty kill wasn't good. But 5-on-5, it was not a contest. So if they come out in the first 30 minutes of this game and show that type of commitment 5-on-5, and the Dallas Stars again are, you know, scrambling in their own zone, it does get in the back of your head, because you know as a Dallas Star player, you're probably not going to take 3 straight penalties again. And even if they do, you know, we did get a seeing eye shot. We did get one that bounced off someone's back. Now, they were goals, but it wasn't all pretty plays. So yes, the Dallas Stars, if they find themselves caved in their own zone through the first 30, 35 minutes of this hockey game, you know, a little seed of doubt will be planted in their heads, because in the last 2 series with LA and Vegas, I don't think the Oilers dominated 5-on-5 so much that they caved in the opposition like the first 40 minutes of the game 2 nights ago.
Rob, you touched on Jake Ottinger. Last year, he was outplayed by Stuart Skinner, and along with special teams where Edmonton outscored Dallas 5-0, including a shorthanded goal, you know, Skinner outplayed Ottinger. I said before the series, if Ottinger gets outplayed by Skinner again, Dallas cannot win this series. What does Stuart Skinner need to bring tonight for his hockey club? You know, he was coming off back-to-back shutouts. I understand the penalty kill didn't have a great night, but your goaltender's part of the PK. What does he need to do in order to, I wouldn't say restore confidence, but ensure that his team knows he's got their back?
Well, I think we saw it in the Vegas series. You know, Skinner comes back into the series because of the Pickard injury and didn't play poorly in the loss. But it was a loss, and you just pulled a goalie for injury with 6 straight wins, and Stuart Skinner lost the game on the less than a second goal. And before that game, I said, it's very important for the Oilers and very important for Skinner to have a big save or 2 early in the hockey game. And that'll just settle himself down, but it'll certainly settle the bench down. So I think, again, tonight, the 6 goals against, you're not, or 5 goals, I guess, on him, you're not thinking, okay, well, 2 went 5-hole from distance, and, I mean, he really muffed that one. But they went past him. So I do believe that early in this hockey game, if Dallas gets a chance, he's got to make a big save. And it'll just completely calm him down. I feel that when he is involved in a good way early in a game, it carries throughout. But if things start to go sideways, his confidence lags a little bit. And I think that we need a confident Stuart Skinner. And then when he was at his best in the Vegas games where he had the shutouts, the focus, like they showed every time they showed him after a save, there was nothing but his eyes staring straight ahead. Wasn't involved with the player, wasn't looking at a ref, just straight ahead. Whereas in the game against Dallas the other night, you could see on the one where just before the goal even went in, he was looking at the ref. I got bumped. They need the focus Stuart Skinner that we saw in games, I believe that'd be 5 and 6 or 4 and 5 against the Vegas Golden Knights.
What's on your mind? What's a pressing issue for you that you arrived at the studio tonight waiting to see?
Honestly, how the Oilers will come out in this game. And I take that back. How the Dallas Stars are going to come out in this hockey game. You know, they had a big win the other night on the back of a third period. But are they what we saw in the third period? Or are they what we saw in the first 40? And to me, I know what the Oilers are capable of. I've watched them enough over the last 19 seasons and the entire Connor and Leon era. So I know what they're capable of doing, and it's why in any game, I don't care if they're down 2 or 3 in a game, I still feel they have a chance to win. But I don't know what I see in this Dallas team. What I saw in game 1 through 40 minutes was, this is going to be a short series. So
the most troubling aspect for me, Rob, was that they allowed Duchesne and Seguin to get off the schneid. Duchesne hadn't scored a goal the entire playoffs, and Seguin hadn't scored in 10 games. And now you worry where there's a carryover effect because Dallas still has 20 and 30 goal guys like Marchment, Dodonov, and Johnston, who, oh, by the way, 2 of those are playing on the line together. Jamie Benn's got 1 goal. I mean, they've got some guys that have been pretty quiet, and I wonder whether Edmonton has also caught up and surpassed Dallas in the depth category.
Well, before the series, I said that on paper that the Dallas Stars had better depth up front, but in the games, the Oilers do because the Dallas depth has been quiet. Yeah. And it was been quiet the entire playoffs. They moved to the third round on the back of goaltending and specialty teams and their first line. That's how they got here. They did not get where the Oilers came into the third round on the back of their depth players. Connor and Leon were almost human in round 2, but their fourth line would score 2. Their third line would score 2. Their second line would pop 1 in. Their second line scored 1 in overtime. So I felt the Oilers' depth players were better. And after the game, when talking to Bob, he said there's 2 things that really hurt. Obviously, the Oilers losing a game they should have won, but also players waking up for the Dallas Stars. And we saw at the end of the year, Jack, when Connor and Leon weren't in the lineup, the Arvidssons, the Henriques, the Picolzens, all the way through the lineup, those players were playing in different positions and different opportunities. They were on the power play. They were playing first and second line minutes. And they found offensive confidence. And that really carried on into the playoffs. Even though they were back slotted where they're supposed to be, they had a little bit of offensive swagger because they got to touch the puck. So that's the one fear, is that a couple players have awoken for the Dallas Stars, and they do have guys that can put the puck back in the back of the net. And this is Jack going the other way. If you're a Dallas Star, we did not have a good first 40. And our best player, our superstar, was quiet because Rantanen was quiet. And we still found a way to win a hockey game. So that's what Dallas will be talking about. They haven't seen what we're really about, and we still won a game. So I would imagine, and I've been listening to you all day on this, the Oilers are going to come out and they're going to play well. I really believe that. I believe they can respond. I'm interested to see how Dallas can respond after a win that they probably didn't deserve after 40 minutes.
And again, to illustrate your comments, each team has 6 guys with at least 4 goals in the Stanley Cup playoffs. But for Dallas, those are the only 6 guys with as many as 2. Edmonton has 11 guys with 2. So just speaking to the greater depth. Rob, thank you. We'll hear from you a little bit later on. This is the Rogers pregame show brought to you by Rogers, proud partner and fan of the Edmonton Oilers. And Game 2 of the Western Conference Final from Dallas, Texas continues in just a moment. The Oilers Radio Network.
Get paid to stay with Edmonton's best hotels. Book through edmontonsbesthotels.com and receive up to $225 in gas, meal, or cash cards. There's over 52 hotels to choose from. Edmonton's best hotels. Get paid to stay.
Steel Haas Triton, 2 legendary oilfield services brands, one powerful partnership. Rooted in innovation, reliability, and a steadfast commitment to excellence, Steel Haas is proudly 100% Canadian-owned and locally manufactured. With over 15 field service locations across the prairies and up to the Rockies, they deliver world-class energy solutions with unmatched responsiveness, helping their customers thrive in the most demanding environments. Steel Haas Triton, engineered for performance, built in Canada. Visit steelhaasinc.com for more information.
Get paid to stay with Edmonton's best hotels. Book through edmontonsbesthotels.com and receive up to $225 in gas, meal, or cash cards. There's over 52 hotels to choose from. Edmonton's best hotels. Get paid to stay.
You're listening to Rogers Game Night on the official voice of the Edmonton Oilers, 880 CHAD, and on the Oilers Radio Network.
You know, it's still there. You know, we know what we have to do. You know, we want to be skating, be able to put pressure and put them in you know, difficult situations when you can. And I think all the guys on the penalty kill understand that and understand when, you know, when we need to pressure, when we need to be, you know, have that high intensity and you know, make it difficult on them.
There you go. That is the Edmonton Oilers' Adam Henrique. This is the Rogers Game Night Show, courtesy of Rogers, proud partner and fan of the Edmonton Oilers. We're in the Legacy Heating and Cooling broadcast booth. Legacy Heating and Cooling, home and no payments and no interest for 1 year. Jack Michaels has the call of the entire Western Conference Final. Cam Moon, Rob Brown, Brendan Escott pinch hitting tonight for Bryn Griffiths. Bryn Griffiths, myself, Bob Stauffer, all part of the Oilers Radio Network. Our studio producers, Eamon Hashem at the helm tonight, and Kellen Kennedy. And our longtime engineer here in Dallas is Bill Geiger. Do want to mention to you right here, right now, that this is a big game for these two respective teams. There's no question about it. The Edmonton Oilers have got to find a way to get a split out of Dallas. And as you heard Jack and Rob allude to, the reality of the situation is the Oilers look to be in pretty good shape through 2 periods, but Dallas lit them up on the power play, and that's what Adam Henrique was talking about, improving the work on the penalty kill. The Oilers Kids in Oil Country Playoffs 50-50 presented by Rogers is now live. This raffle features 100 prizes, the most offered in a single Oilers 50-50 raffle. Tonight you can win 500,000 Scene Plus points and $10,000 cash. The main jackpot's already over $1.4 million, and the playoff jackpot is over $4.2 million. Get your tickets now at EdmontonOilers.com/5050 for more chances to win. We will go to Legacy Heating and Cooling. Who's hot and who's not? Legacy Heating and Cooling, home and no payments and no interest for 1 year. We will tell you that the Edmonton Oilers' Connor McDavid, in 7 career playoff games against the Dallas Stars, has 3 goals and 12 points. He picked up a couple of assists. McDavid's getting the points. He's leading all players with playoff assists, but he's only shooting the puck at 7%. There could be more to come for Connor. To the out-of-town scoreboard, presented by Pizza 73, the official pizza of your Edmonton Oilers. Last night, Florida walloped the Carolina Hurricanes, second consecutive game in Raleigh as a result of defending Stanley Cup champions. Outscored the opposition 22-4 in their last 4 road games. And they're up 2-0 in their series as they return back to Sunrise for Game 3 tomorrow. Memorial Cup's getting started tonight. Host Rimouski, the Quebec League runner-up, and the Medicine Hat Tigers, the Western Hockey League champion, which features Gavin McKenna. They are tied 1-1 after 1, and at one point the shots were 13-5 for the Hat in the first period. And they were all over them. The Ford Keys to the Game, brought to you by Ford, the official partner of the Edmonton Oilers, built Ford proud. For Edmonton, it's simple. More discipline, and also a recognition that Dallas is going to be better 5-on-5. The Oilers are going to have to bring their A game tonight to get a split here out of Dallas. There's an old saying that in a best of 7, a series never starts until somebody loses at home. Edmonton may as well try to find a way to make that happen tonight. Jake Ottinger starts for Dallas. Stuart Skinner for the Edmonton Oilers. The Oilers carrying a 3-1 lead into the third period, and they finished the game at 58% expected goals for. But the Stars sliced and diced them. 3 goals in less than 48 seconds offensive zone time on the power play. 3 goals and 3 for 3, and it switched and flipped the game, and the Stars won Game 1, 6-3. Jack Michaels is up next. He'll have the play-by-play call. Game 2 of the Western Conference Final. The Oilers looking to even the series when we return on 4 Dealers NHL Hockey on the Oilers Radio Network.
At Fountain Tire, we're all about one thing: taking care of your vehicle. Oh, and your wallet. I guess that's 2 things. Save up to 20% off select tires until June 14th. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
You can't win it all without a great team, and Portage College is ready to see you through your educational journey. With certificates, diplomas, apprenticeships, degree pathways, and micro-credentials, Portage College has options for everyone. Take advantage of their small class sizes and true community feel, and you'll have all the support you need to complete your education and take your next step on the way to greatness. Visit portagecollege.ca to learn more about Portage College's programs and services. Portage College. It's about you.
Hey, Paul Brandt here. You know, Alberta's a special place. From the Rockies to the Plains, it's a land of hard work and big dreams. If you're going to tackle it all, you need a truck that can keep up. That's why I can't say enough about my Ford F-150. It's more than a truck. It's a partner. Rugged toughness, serious capability, and smart features that make your life easier, like available Pro Power onboard. The Ford F-150. Get yours today at your Alberta Ford dealer and tell them PB sent you.
Our people, our team. It's what business owners almost always say is their most important resource. But strong businesses don't just find great people. They make sure their teams stay healthy, engaged, and performing at their best. A benefits plan from Alberta Blue Cross is more than just drug and dental. They support the whole person with flexible coverage levels that fit the size and circumstance of your business. Find a plan that gets results at ab.bluecross.ca.
At Fountain Tire, we're all about one thing: taking care of your vehicle. Oh, and your wallet. I guess that's 2 things. Save up to 20% off select tires until June 14th. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. That our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the
tonight's exclusive NHL broadcast.
Shoots and scores! But now it's Draisaitl off to Connor McDavid. Centers Kane for the hat trick. He scores!
All the action called by the voices who know the game inside and out.
This crowd explodes!
Bob Stauffer and Jack Michaels on the Oilers Radio Network.
Game 2 of the Western Conference Final from American American Airlines Center alongside Bob Stauffer. I'm Jack Michaels with the play-by-play of this one. The Edmonton Oilers having frittered away a 3-1 lead in the third period and becoming just the third team in the history of the Stanley Cup playoffs to give up 5 goals in the third period. A final of 6-3 for the Dallas Stars. Let's hit your starting lineup, brought to you by our friends at Coventry Homes, the official builder of the Edmonton Oilers. For Edmonton, it's McDavid in the middle, flanked by Nugent-Hopkins and Hyman, Bouchard and Kulak defensively, and Stuart Skinner in the pipes for Dallas. Rope Hintz flanked by Granlund and Rantanen, Heiskanen and Esa Lindell on the ice. To start the game, we're underway with Edmonton having controlled the opening face-off, but offside, coming over the line left to right. And how about Dallas going 5 Finns to start for this Game 2 of the Western Conference Final? And Bob, up until the third period, those were the players that had been producing for Dallas offensively.
100%. They're real good players. No question about it.
Heiskanen up the right-hand side, spilled in. This is going to be an icing call against Mikko Rantanen. He was not yet at center. Dallas in its victory green, outlined in white and black. Edmonton in the white, trimmed with orange and blue. And the Oilers come within a whisker of winning their 5th consecutive game on the road on Wednesday night. Again, the 3 power play goals against in the first 6 minutes of the third period. It's only the second time that's happened in the Stanley Cup playoffs since 1934.
It's amazing how many times the Oilers are in and around numbers like that, Jack.
Positive and negative.
Yes.
Here's Connor McDavid winning the face-off. Quickly swept over by Bouchard and a shot by Kulak. A juicy rebound issued by Ottinger and a steal by Bouchard and an attempted clear. But his backdoor play intended for Hyman is broken up, and the Stars will be guilty of icing once again, which allows me to tell you that our referees tonight are Jean Hebert and Garrett Rank. The linesmen are Bevan Mills and Devin Berg. And again, it's Jack Michaels, Bob Stauffer with you. High atop cavernous American Airlines Center, host to 18,532 people. Yesterday, a Katy Perry concert. Bob came by with a slew of T-shirts. You did very well for yourself.
Oh, thank you for that. Yes.
Off the draw. Here's Rantanen down the right wing boards, and he's checked off the puck by Darnell Nurse, paired with Troy Stecher tonight. It's Draisaitl with a backhand pass, neatly handled by Podkolzin, and then twisted back to Stecher by Draisaitl, left point Nurse, and then funneled down low. Ottinger will take a piece as Podkolzin was ridden into the goalpost. Draisaitl briefly held it in. Stecher trying to find Kapanen, instead put the puck outside the zone. He'll carry it back in and wind it around, picked up by Podkolzin on the left half boards and flicked by Kapanen, intended for Draisaitl, who had a goal and 2 assists, factored in all 3 Edmonton goals on Wednesday, and was at the top of his game. But Edmonton wasted it, and now off a dump in, it'll be Adam Henrique giving way to Nurse. He'll reset.
Jack, I know the Oilers were in chase mode in the third. I thought they were less effective when they loaded up McDavid and Draisaitl. I thought they were better when they had those guys centering their own lines.
They only had 6 shots in the third period, Bob, and that was in come-from-behind mode for the last 15 minutes. Klingberg tried to hit Brown, who spun it wide for Adam Henrique after flubbing the initial one-timer. And Edmonton has gotten some looks early on in this hockey game. Marchment with a backhand clear, and finally the Stars are out. But this Game 2 looking very much like Game 1 in terms of Edmonton and territorial domination. Marchment ahead to Matt Duchene. A backhander with Skinner coming way out to cut off the angle. The save made by the Oiler goaltender, and it's cleared back through the middle and recovered by Heiskanen at his own blue line. Stars right to left in this first period. Sent down low. Jason Robertson bumped down to the 4th line. Stars have made a couple changes. Edmonton, no personnel changes. It's Bouchard, a little give and go with Matthias Janmark swept around the corner. One of those changes, Colin Blackwell taken down, as he was the guy who scored the game winner in Game 2 of the first round series against Colorado. Drive by Kulak left point, and that was blocked. Robertson clears. So Blackwell in, coming out is Oscar Beck. And then on defense is Edmonton-born Alex Petrovic. He's reinserted into the lineup with Ilya Lyubushkin coming out. Sam Steele from Sherwood Park for Dallas up through center.
You know what? With Petrovic, they don't play him in the regular season. He only comes in for the playoffs.
21 playoff games the last 2 years for the Dallas Stars, Bob. 6 regular season games. Just to illustrate your point, we've got a hand pass whistled against Dallas. A neutral zone faceoff upcoming with 3 minutes gone in the scoreless first period, and each team with a shot on net. Bob and I high atop American Airlines Center, and when you find us, you'll find us in our Legacy Heating and Cooling broadcast booth. Legacy, home of no payments, no interest for 1 year, and now they changed their mind. They're going to bring the faceoff back inside the Dallas zone, which is curious, of course, because a hand pass from within the zone.
Yep. I'll tell you this, Edmonton's had some good opportunities already the first 3 minutes.
McDavid won the draw. Nugent-Hopkins, a blast by Nurse, and that was blocked. Nurse unable to get it through. Mikhail Granlund, who had goal and an assist for the Stars in the third period of game 1. He'll force it down low. Picked up by Randon. Granlund is shot. Save. Skinner rebound off of Skinner's mask. Came out to Thomas Harley, who was not on the score sheet in game 1. Takes a long wrist shot that's easily gobbled up by Skinner. And he'll freeze it with a face-off coming to his left.
Bit of an I got it, you got it routine with the Oilers forwards. And Dallas got a second chance opportunity after nobody went to the puck in the high slot.
Rope Hintz had a couple of swings at a rebound right in front of Stuart Skinner. 21-19 lifetime in the playoffs, and that shutout streak he put together of 142 minutes and 42 seconds was the 4th longest in the history of the Edmonton Oilers. Yes, Cujo has the record. Off the draw, won by Draisaitl, cleared by Jake Walman. Down to one knee to field that puck was Harley. Didn't handle it cleanly. Recovered and cleared by Heiskanen up through center. Grabbed by John Klingberg, the former Dallas Star, has his high slot pass intended for Podkolzin deflected into the waiting arms of Jake Ottinger, who's 32 and 27 lifetime in the postseason, 24 saves for Dallas in game 1. But neither you or I, Bob, thought he was lights out in game 1.
No, you know what, Jack? You brought up I did not know this. What's the stat regarding the wins by American goaltenders? Did not know this.
Yeah, he only has 32 victories in the postseason, but that's good enough for 4th all-time in the history of U.S.-born goaltenders. 3rd is Mike Richter. 2nd is Jonathan Quick. And the man with the most Stanley Cup playoff victories born in the United States, Tom Barrasso, won a couple of cups in Pittsburgh.
Jack, we got a quick load up here for the Oilers. They got McDavid and Draisaitl on the ice with Corey Perry.
Perry was on the Stars team that lost the 2020 Stanley Cup Final to Tampa in 6 games. Face-off win for the Stars. Jamie Benn did not get it out. He was hit hard by Perry, and now Perry's on the puck. Got it through Wyatt Johnston. Draisaitl, cross-ice, wrist shot, and that stayed out. Walman missed the net, glove side, and it clotted off the corner boards all the way down the ice. Bob, I agree with you. I didn't love McDavid and Draisaitl together in the third period on Wednesday, but here they are early on Friday night in game 2. Draisaitl with a giveaway. Marchment with a steal. Juggled the puck momentarily, and then a poor backhand pass too far for Sagan, who led up and allowed Edmonton to draw an icing call. And Marchment a little panicky with the puck that time because that appeared as though the Stars might get a real good scoring chance out of it.
Well, Walman got a terrific chance, and Heiskanen took away sort of the lower half, the inside angle. He tried to shoot around him, missed the net on a Draisaitl backhand pass through the slot from 60 feet away. And Leon can do that.
Jake Walman, Marchment cannot. Walman plus 11, tied for 2nd in the league in plus-minus rating behind only Eetu Luostarinen. How about Florida?
That third line's unreal.
The Panthers, a wagon right now, trucked Carolina
they kicked the
in the
snot
first
out of
2
them
games.
last night. That was a...
Well, and game 1 wasn't much better.
No. But
Henrique off the face-off sees the puck roll through his defensemen, Kulak and Bouchard, who fall back to their own blue line. It's Kulak up the left-hand side looking for Evander Kane, broken up. Juggled momentarily at center by Matt Duchene, knocked off his stick by Connor Brown, and quickly advanced through by Esa Lindell. Reaching for the puck is Sagan, who had 2 goals and an assist assist in Wednesday night's 6-3 Dallas victory. And Marchment fighting that puck, barely got it into the half wall. Bouchard quickly through, and it's sent in deep by Kulak. Cody Ceci up the right-hand side, didn't get it out, but Sam Steele, who's had a strong postseason, won a puck battle and now has the puck at center. Breaks in right-hand side, waits, pulls up, shoots, and missed the net. Rebound kept alive by Liam Bichel. Boy, Sam Steele has looked like a player in this Stanley Cup playoffs. He has had a real strong postseason and didn't miss the net by much. Bichel, 6'7", 235 pounds, 21 years of age, and yet he covered up against 40-year-old Corey Perry at the end of game one. Mikko Rantanen will jam it in for Dallas. Steele, in hot pursuit of that puck, comes up with it and then stripped from behind. Then a hard hit on Troy Stecher on Mikhail Granlund, and it will be called boarding likely against Granlund here. Time of the penalty, 5:34, and Edmonton awarded the first power play of the game. The Oilers converted a power play in the second period of game one and then misfired on two others, so they were 1 for 3. Granlund, none too happy with the call, but he'll go to the box.
Well, the argument might be that Troy Stecher
kind of turned into it.
Spin back into that position.
Number 64, 2 minutes, boarding.
So Edmonton on the power play nearly 26% in the postseason, behind only Dallas and Carolina. And they've got an opportunity here to grab what they did in the first period of game one, and that's a relatively early lead. McDavid, Draisaitl, Hyman, Nugent-Hopkins, and Bouchard, the Atco power play quintet. Atco, your trusted Alberta energy retailer. Here's the face-off to the right side of Ottinger. Draisaitl won it from Wyatt Johnston. Bouchard hits McDavid right circle. Just outside the face-off dot, he'll spin, deliver a pass back to Bouchard. Now it's McDavid. Draisaitl, deep right corner. Bouchard, one-timer, tipped home. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, power play goal, and it's 1-0 Edmonton.
Well, the Oilers get a fortuitous ricochet, but that's why you put pucks on the net. They create chaos. They don't waste any time at all. 17 seconds into the power play. Draisaitl to Bouchard. It may have picked up a piece of Hyman's stick in the high slot. It did not. It's going to be Ryan Nugent-Hopkins from Evan Bouchard and Leon Draisaitl. And so that will be RNH's 5th goal of the playoffs.
It was a tip by a Dallas player who came out to challenge, got a healthy piece of that puck. I think it was Rope Hintz who got a piece of that puck, and it skittered right to Nugent-Hopkins, who was able to tip it home. 1-0 Edmonton. Nugent-Hopkins, 5th of the postseason. He had a goal and an assist in the second period of Wednesday night's game one, and he's back on the board here in game two. Sagan wins the center ice faceoff from Draisaitl, and it's a reset for the Stars, but Edmonton has taken the lead in game two. And now we had a puck exit the zone, and when Kapanen brought it back in, it was whistled down for an offside. So with 6 minutes gone by in the first period, we'll take time out. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, a power play goal for the Edmonton Oilers. They lead game two, 1-0. This is Ford Dealers NHL Hockey and continuing coverage of the Stanley Cup playoffs of the Oilers Radio Network.
Did you know that there are 9 Napa Auto Parts stores serving the greater Edmonton area and have been doing so for more than 50 years? Since Napa first opened in Edmonton, the community has grown and vehicles have changed, but you can always trust Napa Auto Parts to provide you with the expert know-how and the best vehicle parts. And if that isn't enough, every time you visit a Napa Auto Parts store when you present your AMA card, you receive an additional 10% discount on all retail parts and accessories. Visit your local Napa Auto Parts store for more offers and expert know-how. Napa Auto Parts is a proud fan of the Edmonton Oilers.
Chemco is more than just a trusted local name. Chemco has been building industry across Canada for more than 60 years. From engineering through to commissioning, construction, maintenance, and beyond, Chemco's multidiscipline approach stands firmly on the belief that Chemco cares. It's not just what they do, it's how they do it. Visit Chemco.com and discover how they can support your project today. Chemco, proud fans of the Edmonton Oilers, serving and supporting communities across Canada for over 60 years.
Proudly headquartered in oil country, Capital Power is delivering reliable and affordable power today. while building clean power systems for tomorrow, creating the balanced energy solutions communities across Alberta and North America can depend on. Visit capitalpower.com to learn how they are powering change by changing power. Be part of their energy and join Capital Power as we all cheer on our Edmonton Oilers on their quest to win it all.
All games, all season. You're listening to the Oilers Radio Network.
Ryan Nugent-Hopkins at 5:51 of the first period has scored a power play goal. Rope Hintz came out to challenge. It was tipped, went right to Nugent-Hopkins, and he buried it. Bouchard, the man with the initial shot, and as Bob indicated, Leon Draisaitl will pick up his second assist, and that leaves him tied with Mikko Rantanen for the league lead in points, 20 for Draisaitl and Rantanen thus far in the Stanley Cup playoffs. A neutral zone faceoff controlled by Dallas.
That's why you put the puck on the net, Jack.
Bouchard a steal in the neutral zone. He'll carry it in, give it up. Hyman a shot, and that's held by Jake Ottinger, who, again, at times has been made to look ordinary by the Edmonton Oilers, and he joins a lengthy list of goaltenders who've been made to look rather ordinary, but the reason I bring it up is he has been so outstanding against virtually everyone else and just outplayed Connor Hellebuck, who's going to be the runaway Vezina winner.
But the Oilers can score. That is part of it.
Against anybody.
Against anybody.
Off the draw. It doesn't matter how good your goaltender is or thinks he is. The Edmonton Oilers can be a great cure for overconfidence for any goaltender, and now the Oilers off that draw are going to be whistled for an offside as Bouchard tried to pound it back in, with Edmonton having neglected to tag back up. And Nugent-Hopkins, McDavid, and Hyman will depart the ice, replaced by Evander Kane's line, which tonight features, of course, Adam Henrique at center and Connor Brown on the right-hand side.
I mean, this is a big game for that line. It's a big game for a lot of lines, but you know what I'm saying. It can't just be Leon and Connor's lines.
Nurse shoots it in. Grabbed by Granlund. Up to Rantanen. Tried to slide it through to Hintz. Nudged one on net. Skinner just flicked it into the corner, and it was played up the right-hand side and out by Troy Stecher. Adam Henrique with Ceci coming over on him. Cody Ceci the last 3 years with Edmonton. A couple of trips to the Western Conference Final and one to the Stanley Cup Final. Hintz engages Darnell Nurse. Rantanen tried to give it back to his line mate, but had it disrupted by Stecher. Now fighting for possession is Granlund, who took the penalty to set Edmonton up with the power play, which they converted. Ceci in front, stolen away by Adam Henrique. Good defensive play, and Connor Brown makes certain of a clear up the right-hand board. Ceci, wearing number 44 in Dallas, will leave it in the corner for Thomas Harley. Harley's lead pass, nearly stolen by Janmark. Jason Robertson, he's been struggling. Told me this morning, I'm nowhere close right now. I'm not getting enough chances. I got to keep my feet moving and stay connected on my line. And his line is the fourth line tonight. Blackwell to the point for Heiskanen. Slide step to his left. Boy, he's so smooth. Lindell, shot Robertson. Loose. Robertson again, and a glove save made by Stuart Skinner. Robertson's best chance of the series. And then some hard work in, and we might have a penalty here on Edmonton.
It is. Corey Perry's, I ain't going to get it. I'm sorry, you can't do that. You can't do it.
Blackwell drew it. And indeed, Corey Perry will be sent to the box. Perry took one of the three penalties that Edmonton coughed up in game one.
Number 90, 2 minutes, roughing.
So the Dallas Stars gifted a power play, having gone 3 for 4 in scoring on their last 3 the other night.
I mean, Skinner makes a great save. There's no concern. What are you doing? I mean, I don't know if that should have been to Perry, but there's no need for that. By the way, we talked about the fact that, you know, Ottinger, the Oilers are the team that's gotten them. Well, they're the highest scoring team that's been in the playoffs each of the last 3 years. Like, over that 3-year run, Edmonton, highest scoring team that's played more than one round of the playoffs.
Off the draw, won by Henrique. And I'm not blaming Ottinger, but Bob, my point is you can't go into a series against Edmonton and rely on a supposed goaltending advantage because the Oilers are going to negate that.
They can score.
Here's Rope Hintz. Duchesne forced it back behind the Edmonton net. And Skinner with a turnover. Mikko Rantanen from the right corner. Duchesne, Heiskanen, Rantanen right corner again. Pestered by Janmark. Up top, Brown will crowd Heiskanen. Back to Rantanen in the corner. Across, wrist shot. And that stayed out. Taken by Matt Duchesne, who scored the game winner on the power play on Wednesday night. Tugged free by Rantanen. He'll send it across to Duchesne, who turned it over and allowed an Edmonton clear by Matthias Janmark.
Oh, real good pressure there from the combination of Janmark and Brown, but Dallas almost freed up a look at the Oilers. Jack, they were lucky that puck didn't ricochet into the net.
Here's Mikael Granlund breaking across the blue line. McDavid is out on the kill with Zach Hyman. Nurse and Wallman centering pass that was tipped. Grabbed by Sagan, and he turned it over. And now you've got McDavid, a 2-on-1 with Hyman. McDavid to the net, shoots off the post. And the rebound over to Sagan, whose turnover led to that chance. And that was a hard shot from McDavid. Robertson off the rush, stopped by Skinner. From the high slot, the rebound grabbed by Hyman. He turned it over. And Dallas given new life here. Controlling is Robertson. Up to Granlund. One-timer Sagan had it blocked by Wallman and out of play. With 10:35 to go in this first period and 18 seconds left in the Napa Auto Parts penalty kill.
Well, Stuart Skinner with a couple pretty good saves here, and what a chance for McDavid. And he went short side blocker.
Had him beat.
And
hit the goalpost.
Had him beat clean.
Ottinger got the benefit of a few posts in game one. Off the draw. Wyatt Johnston, just 10 seconds left on this power play for Dallas. Johnston's been very quiet. 1 goal, 1 point in his last 8 games, and he's minus 13 over that stretch. Here's a toss by Henrique into the corner, and that will do it for the Edmonton penalty kill. Corey Perry out of the box. This time his penalty does not cost the Oilers. And now Perry with a steal at center. He's got Leon Draisaitl. 3-on-2. Perry centers. Draisaitl denied by Ottinger, who lunged out and got it with the right pad as Draisaitl tried to redirect it home. Stars had a chance to clear. Great job by Nurse to hold it in, albeit momentarily. And now you've got Dadonov. He's been quiet as well this postseason. Johnston will twist it down low. Dadonov coming off his 5th 20-goal season. Nurse lead pass broken up, but the Stars were unable to get it in deep. Draisaitl hits the Dallas line, knifed off his stick. Rantanen wants an outlet from Ceci. That's slow in coming. It was deflected and grabbed by Hintz in full stride. That's got to be offside. Granlund was not moving. Hintz was, and as a result, the timing of the play thrown off, and it's an offside whistled against Dallas, and we'll take timeout. 9:27 to go in the first period. Edmonton has converted its first power play of the game and killed Dallas's first power play. Nugent-Hopkins, goal the difference right now. It's 1-0 Edmonton. This is game 2 of the Western Conference Final. The Oilers Radio Network.
Ready to score big on your outdoor space? It's game time with Park Landscaping. Transform your backyard into a winning arena with Park Landscaping's expert team. From design to maintenance of lush lawns and state-of-the-art synthetic turf to inviting pools and captivating water features, Park Landscaping will make your outdoor space the MVP. Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in the game with Park Landscaping. Call 780-486-2744 today or email info@parklandscaping.ca.
Hey folks, Paul Brandt here. Around these parts, we work hard, play hard, and we demand the best. Sometimes you need a truck that's a
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, happy lunch hour, whatever time it is, wherever you are watching from. Thank you for hanging out with us today for the NHL and NBA playoffs here on TSI during part of our Playoff Pulse campaign where we benefit SickKids Hospital every single game in Toronto. Now that you're here, please hit that like button and share this link out. That is the best way for you to increase the donation and bring more hockey fans and basketball fans here to the chat. Thank you for taking a second to do those easy YouTube things like hitting that thumbs up or thumbs down if you can't stand it and you think that I'm annoying for coming in here and telling you that you're making a difference in our Toronto community. It's all good. We'll see you back in the chat. Good luck to your team.
This is what Playoff Pulse is all about. Bringing playoff excitement and making a lasting impact for those who need it most. So let's rally together and show SickKids we're in their corner.
Hey everyone, Easton Cowan here. Let's amplify our impact. Every like, share, and subscribe boost our donations to SickKids. Watch the games, get hyped, and spread the word to grow our Playoff Pulse community. Join us now.
No harm, no foul. 1-0 Oilers here halfway through the first period. The aforementioned Trent Frederick is on the ice, and a neutral zone faceoff ultimately pulled free by Edmonton. Nurse and Stecher trade, and it's bumped in by Frederick. Janmark plays center on this line, and now a centering pass got through to Evander Kane from Frederick, and Kane had it go off the heel of his stick. Stecher to Nurse, long shot, clean look at it, and a glove save made by Jake Ottinger. 9:02 to go in the first period, and it's 1-0 Edmonton on a power play goal by Ryan Nugent-Hopkins.
So Alex Petrovic on the ice with Evander Kane. And,
he lost 3 fights in one game.
It wasn't exactly Ward Gotti with the trilogy.
No. It was 3 one-sided affairs.
But you give Petrovic credit. He kept on coming back for more and sticking his chin out there. And Evander landed a couple bombs on him. This was Buffalo, Florida back in the day.
So now digging in, Wyatt Johnston beats McDavid off the faceoff, and a long stretch from Lindell does not make it through. Broken up by Bouchard. McDavid on the counterattack. In turn stripped, Heiskanen will give it up left side for Jamie Benn. The Dallas captain called himself a checker when Wayne Gretzky visited the Dallas room following the Stars' 6-game series win against Winnipeg. McDavid on the puck retrieval at his own blue line, wired in by Nugent-Hopkins, came off the plexi and hacked away from Hyman by Esa Lindell. Ben did not get it out of the zone. Lindell will, and that puck is settled and corralled and resetting is Jake Wallman out there with his partner John Klingberg, who was so instrumental in that Dallas club that made hay in the bubble, went all the way to the 2020 final. Stars unable to get it out. And then an errant pass from Draisaitl chases everyone back. Klingberg will catch up to it as Skinner leaves it for him. Wound around to put Colson at center ice. He misfired on a pass intended for Kapanen, and Harley immediately redirected it back through center. It's Klingberg back through the middle. That's going to be on net, set by Ottinger for Harley.
Does Marchman try to draw calls or what?
Stretch play to Matt Duchene, a shot and a save made by Stuart Skinner. The problem for that with Mason Marchman is the refs are onto him. 7:39 to go in the first period, and it's 1-0 for the Edmonton Oilers. And again, Marchman, back-to-back 20-goal campaigns for the Dallas Stars. He's just got one in the postseason. So lots of things to go over for both hockey clubs coming into game 2.
Leon Draisaitl went in, and Marchman gave him a little bit of a shot. So Draisaitl gave him a little bit of a love tap, chop with the stick, and Marchman flung his hand up in the air and tried to embellish and induce the call.
Face-off win for Rope Hintz. Bischel to Granlund, top of the left circle, shot off the post. That beats Skinner cleanly, glove side. I'm not sure how much he saw of it. The rebound whacked away from Evander Kane. Rantanen looking for Hintz. He'll brush it over to Granlund, who just hit the goalpost. Bischel, left corner. Granlund behind the net, peering inside. Granlund chipped it in front, and Hintz couldn't stuff it home. It's still available. Side of the net, grabbed by Stecher. He'll escape, punished by Granlund, and held in for the moment by Petrovic, and now finally tugged free. And the Oilers come up ice, but that disappeared into one of the two player benches. And because it originated from the Edmonton zone, this faceoff will be to the left of Stuart Skinner.
Jack, the Dallas Stars are selling out on the forecheck against the pairing of Nurse and Stecher. They're really trying to push it. They're backing off a bit when it's Bouchard on the ice with Kulak and when it's Wallman with Klingberg, but they're trying to put Nurse and Stecher under duress.
Blackwell will take the face-off against Leon Draisaitl. Fourth line out for Dallas. Sam Steele and the struggling Jason Robertson, who got hurt in the last regular season game, missed the Colorado series, and since coming back has just 2 assists in 7 games.
But he can break out at any time.
He can. 40 goals 3 years ago, 29 2 years ago, 35 this year. Steele won the face-off after being moved in, and a shot by Harley missed upstairs on Stuart Skinner. Rebound to Draisaitl. He'll chip it off the board. Settled down at center by Harley. Put it across for Robertson. Not ready to field that pass. Then wrestled it free from Janmark, but the play was offside against Dallas, who has outshot Edmonton 10-7 with 6:47 to go in this first period, and the Oilers holding a 1-0 lead. Power play goal, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, his 22nd career Stanley Cup playoff goal.
Well, McDavid hitting the crossbar post on a 2-on-1 shorthanded, then Draisaitl robbed. Real good save by Ottinger, and a nice setup from Corey Perry on a slow developing 3-on-2. Edmonton's had their chances here to add to the lead.
And then Granlund hit a post for Dallas. Face-off win for Wyatt Johnston. Hoisted up, topped by Liam Bichsel. Grabbed by Kulak in his own zone. Ben forces a giveaway. Wyatt Johnston against Janmark. And another 30-goal campaign did Wyatt Johnston. He's battling, engaged in the corner. Ben getting worked over, drive by Petrovac, and that stayed out. I'm not sure how much Skinner saw that. A lot of bodies in front, and Edmonton able to angle one back through center. Frederick and Perry up ice trying to create havoc, but taken away by Jamie Benn. And the Stars captain will send Wyatt Johnston in on the forecheck against Brett Kulak. Getting some help from Dadonov. McDavid close by, able to peel that puck out of danger, and then a soft chip ahead for Frederick. He'll back his way at the blue line and conservatively reset as Marchment once again goes right at McDavid and tries to get inside his sweater.
That was a peck. He should have been called.
Here's Kulak. Off of 1 foot up the right-hand side. That was deflected. Backhanded toward the middle. Now McDavid a steal. Riding off a check from Matt Duchene, and a shot up top is speared by Ottinger at the expense of Jake Woolman. But that was on net. And Ottinger able to make his 7th save. Keeping the game 1-0 Edmonton. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins power play goal the difference. 5.5 to go first period. This is game 2 of the Western Conference Final on 4 Dealers, NHL Hockey, and the Oilers Radio Network.
Hey Edmonton, big moves need big talent, and AMJ is your go-to partner. For all local residential and commercial relocations, AMJ delivers a smooth, stress-free experience. AMJ, your team for every move. Contact your local branch today.
Athletes know that to advance your career, you've got to be part of a winning team. So, what about you? Are you working for a winning team? Well, here's your chance to do just that. Brandt is a strong and stable industry leader with career opportunities across Canada. We have hundreds of positions available right now, from parts, sales, positioning technology, heavy-duty mechanics, and more. Be a part of a winning team. Earn your stripes by joining Brandt today. Find out more at BrandtJobs.com.
End of the Roll Flooring Centers is not only Canadian owned and operated, but we've been your go-to flooring center since 1986. The reason is simple. We make your flooring project easier. Rather than a tiny sample, upload a photo of your room at endoftheroll.com and instantly see what your dream flooring looks like in your house. Thousands of styles just clicks away. End of the Roll Flooring Centers. We've been flooring Canadians for 4 decades. Visit endoftheroll.com.
12870 St. Albert Trail and now open at 580 Parsons Road Southwest.
Hey Edmonton, big moves need big talent, and AMJ is your go-to partner. For all local residential and commercial relocations, AMJ delivers a smooth, stress-free experience. AMJ, your team for every move. Contact your local branch today.
All games, all season. You're listening to the Oilers Radio Network.
Well, typically the Edmonton Oilers shrug off a Game 1 defeat. In their history, they're actually 14-10 in best-of-7 series when they drop the first game. The exception is the Dallas Stars. They're 0-5 against the Stars when they start with a Game 1 defeat. They're trying to change that history, having blown Game 1, leading 3-1 in the third, dropped a 6-3 decision. But up 1-0 in game 2. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, a power play goal. Face-off won by Dallas at its own end, and Esa Lindell will shoot it in from center. Quickly, Wallman up to Bouchard, not out of the zone. Granlund knocked off balance by Zach Hyman, the league's hit leader, with 90 coming in thus far in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Nurse tried to hit Draisaitl, tipped to McDavid instead, defended by Heiskanen, and still got a shot away, and a save made by Jake Ottinger. But I don't mind the fact that McDavid is looking to shoot here in this first period. Wallman down low, Heiskanen, the steal against McDavid. He'll carry it to center, chip it up the right-hand side, and Rope Hintz never located the puck. Granlund did, gave Nugent-Hopkins a pop, and Edmonton will finish off a line change as Bouchard quarterbacks in his own zone. 4.5 to play in the first period. Edmonton 1, Dallas no score. Draisaitl hits Podkolzin, whiffs on a shot, then tried to center. All Stars up the middle. Steele absorbs a poke check, got it through Colin Blackwell on to Jason Robertson. Then Blackwell stapled back behind the net. Pinching hard is Harley. Kapanen working him over. Kapanen ended the Vegas series. Harley centering pass intercepted, and the Oilers will bust out. Podkolzin the steal. Gets it back from Kapanen, tried to return it, but that went off a skate and back to the Edmonton line. Stecher to Kapanen, just inside the Dallas blue. He'll force it down low. Ottinger sealed it off for Bischel. Bischel waited a hair too long and then fired a pass intended for Marchment that somehow was not called icing. They waved it off immediately, curiously enough. Connor Brown, little give and go with Evander Kane. Back through the middle, Petrovic there to cut it off. He'll send it off the glass back to center. Out of the reach of Adam Henrique, and the Stars will pick it up and shoot it in. Matt Duchene doing the honors. Jumping up is Petrovic to hold the zone. Flooded one toward the net, carefully swept into the corner by Stuart Skinner. Duchene double team on the left half boards. Can't control and just swept right out of there by Adam Henrique. Stecher to Nurse, and both teams will make wholesale changes in personnel. Shots on goal, 10-9 Dallas in this first period. 2:45 remaining, clock running. Nugent-Hopkins, the game's only goal. A dump in by Matthias Janmark, who broke into the league with the Dallas Stars. In fact, had a career-high 19 goals in a Dallas Kelly Green uniform. Here's Dodonov trying to center. That was broken up by Klingberg. Behind the net, Wyatt Johnston. Immediately on him is Brett Kulak. Corey Perry tried to wedge it safely out. Klingberg tried to help him out. Still in the zone, Dodonov. Down low for Jamie Benn from behind the net. Sets up Cece's shot. And that stayed out. And the rebound all the way off the Dashers and back inside the Dallas blue line as we come up on 2 minutes to play in this opening period. Harley backhands one ahead for Mikko Rantanen. Soft saucer across. Lindell a shot, and that ricocheted into the corner. Oilers come up with a puck. It's Nugent-Hopkins jitterbugging his way to center, and then he sent it off the glove of Heiskanen, who knocked it down and in one motion weaves his way through center to Lindell. He tried to shoot it in, didn't get it in cleanly, partially tipped, and that allowed Bouchard to give it right back to Granlund. Granlund was situated at the blue line, and Bouchard handed it right to him. Now it's Mikko Rantanen against McDavid. McDavid, the clean steal, and it's a 3-on-2 for Edmonton. Left to right, McDavid with the puck, gives it up. Nugent-Hopkins tied up with Heiskanen. And that's the value of having Miro Heiskanen back at full strength, Bob. It was the first time in game one that Dallas felt comfortable dressing just 6 defensemen and giving Heiskanen 24 minutes. He broke up that 3-on-2 like he knew exactly what Edmonton was doing. Here's Darnell Nurse. Off at Dallas dumping with a minute to go in the period. Lead pass, Kasperi Kapanen. Now it's Draisaitl building speed through the neutral zone. Heading for the Dallas net. Tried to center for Kapanen. Broken up. Draisaitl with a steal. Quick shot, but Colson rebound available. And Kapanen thought he was hauled down. No penalty called. Ottinger got a piece, but it was sitting right there on the blue pane, and Kapanen missed it. Now you've got Draisaitl heading to the net. Had a goal and 2 assists in game one. Wrapped up here by Harley, and that's going to be a penalty. A no-doubter. Harley horse-collared him to the ice with 30 seconds to go in this first period, and the Oilers presented with a golden opportunity to go up 2 before the break.
Minor penalty for holding.
I mean, that's just an easy call, and it's because Harley's frustrated because he can't get to the puck. That's the value of Leon Draisaitl and the power forward status he enjoys in the league. When he wants to make himself wide, you just cannot get the puck.
Well, he won the puck battle, got inside positioning, horse collar to the ice. I mean, they got Des Bryant in the building right now, and he's saying to himself, there's cornerbacks and safeties that had problems hauling him down like that. Oilers get their second power play of the game. They're 2 for 4 in this series. And Jack, sometimes we've seen late in periods when Edmonton's on the power play, they quickly put pucks to the net. That's how they scored on the last power play. Get it to the net, attack the net, create some chaos. Got to win draws, too. Got to win draws.
Draisaitl on the faceoff, and Dallas did a reasonable job on draws, but here Draisaitl won it cleanly against Colin Blackwell. And now you've got McDavid in front, broken up by Ceci and cleared by Blackwell down the ice. Skinner ahead to Bouchard. Still plenty of time for Edmonton here. 15 seconds. Bouchard onto the on-rushing McDavid. Building speed across the line, coughed it up. Dallas nudges it to Sam Steele. He'll wire it down the ice, and that'll be all for the opening 20 minutes. The Oilers will get a clean sheet of ice and a power play of 1:30 to start period 2 with Harley in the box, having cleanly wrestled man to the ice. 1-0 Edmonton. Nugent-Hopkins power play goal, Bouchard and Draisaitl with the helpers. And the Oilers, who led after 2 periods on Wednesday night, leads 1-0 after the first period here tonight. The final shots for now, 11 for Dallas, 10 for Edmonton. And again, the Oilers, the difference in the game, have converted their power play. Dallas did not. It was the difference in the game on Wednesday night as well, when Dallas outscored Edmonton 3-1 on the power play and won the game 6-3 with an empty netter. Hard to quibble once again with the way the Oilers have come out here in game 2.
Just wish maybe you would have gotten a shot off the ozone faceoff win on the power play. The end of the period, they unfortunately had a couple puck misplays, and then McDavid on the zone entry couldn't get anything going. But nonetheless, you're up, and you've got some time, 1.5 minutes to work with the extra men.
Troy Stecher now joins us ringside from Dallas's American Airlines Center. And Troy, much like the other night, I would think the team leaves the ice feeling pretty good about the way the opening 20 minutes developed.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. That was a good first 20. Like you said, last game we had a great first 20, a great first 40. And we shit the bed in the third, so the focus is having a good, strong second here.
All right, well, one of the things that you need to get going, and look, you're not on the power play. You have played at the power play at different levels. It tends to be a little bit cyclical, but you guys are now 2 for 4, and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins has those 2 goals. And part of it happens just because pucks get directed to the net, and you create some chaos. Your thoughts on the PP goal?
You're a smart man there, Bob. Pucks and bodies and net, good things are going to happen, so we obviously got the 2 best players in the world on our team, and they have a lot of creativity to make plays, but sometimes less is more, and when things aren't going right, you just get pucks and bodies in net, and you get rewarded. So that's a big goal at a crucial part of the game, and we've got to carry it forward.
Troy, that's a great interview, but please don't indulge my partner by saying how smart he is.
I fucking love Bob. Oh my God, I love Bob so much. Sorry, boys.
Hey, the Daily Double. Troy started it with some colorful analysis and finished it. That's why you tune in to 880 Chet. Hey, it's got to be after midnight somewhere, right? Look at Bob. He's giggling like a schoolboy. 1-0 Edmonton.
I think he said flip.
Yeah, something like that. Nugent-Hopkins for Bouchard and Draisaitl. 5:51, time of the power play goal. We'll see whether they allow us back for the second period. But in the meantime, we'll have Rob Brown and Brendan Escott. They're next from the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas. It's the Edmonton Oilers 1 and the Dallas Stars no score. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins with a power play goal. And this is 4 Dealers NHL Hockey, the Oilers Radio Network. When the Oilers are on the ice, the big hits are a part of the game. But they shouldn't be a part.
Oh, look at this. And we got Jose and Tom here, too. Thank you for hanging out with us this afternoon for our Playoff Pulse campaign. This evening, whatever time it is where you're watching from. We appreciate you being here. Now's the time of the show. Please check the link that's pinned in the chat, as well as in the description. That's going to take you to our homepage at SickKids Hospital in Toronto, where you can add your donation to our Playoff Pulse campaign or share that link out, and politely ask people to help you raise money for SickKids Hospital with Toronto Sports Insider and TSI Tom. You got anything to say there before you go to school, Tom?
Well, like and subscribe.
Yeah. Thank you for being here. We'll see you back in the chat. Thank you for making a difference with SickKids Hospital in Toronto. Every single one of you. Much appreciated.
Cheers, insiders and sports fans from around the world. The Playoff Pulse campaign on Toronto Sports Insider is uniting fans worldwide through the thrill of NHL and NBA playoffs. Every game, every fan, every moment counts.
To every child and family who've needed us since 1875, and all who support us, our hospital needs no introduction. But just in case, it's SickKids. And it's our 150th birthday. Our mission has always been healthier children, a better world. The first children's hospital in Canada, SickKids. Pasteurizing milk to prevent disease 30 years before it was mandatory. The heart-lung machine that transformed open heart surgery. A pediatric kidney transplant in 1969. SickKids, SickKids, and SickKids. We discovered the gene for cystic fibrosis so patients live longer lives. And we just created the world's first Atlas of Cancer using machine learning to analyze 13,000 variations. Today, the hospital sees over 130,000 patients a year. We're a research powerhouse, a training magnet, attracting nearly 600 clinical and research fellows from around the globe every year. And we're the #1 publicly funded children's hospital in the world. We're celebrating 150 years of excellence, driven by philanthropy. What's next? Thanks to donors like you, we're going to keep healing Canada and the world, and we're going to heal the future.
Maybe quietly with his 5th goal of the postseason, 12 points in his last 11 games. He's really helping this team out.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
I want to thank you. Thank you for supporting the kids' cut.
Thank you for helping us save kids' lives.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being... Thank you.
But they move it around. They have set up plays off face-offs, and he just found the right area. And for the second game in a row, a puck deflected off a Dallas Star stick while they were shorthanded, and it just went to the right spot. And both times it was to Nugent-Hopkins. So Bouchard puts it on net. It hits Rantanen's stick and deflects to the left. And all of a sudden, Ottinger was playing it to come at him. It's not there. And give RNH credit for staying in the right spot and getting his stick down. An important goal for the Edmonton Oilers in a period where Ottinger was very good.
And an opportunity coming into this second period, Rob, with 90 seconds of power play time. So have you ever bought into having a fresh sheet of ice being all that big a difference maker?
I hated a power play that was 1 minute, 1 minute. So you get a minute before the end of the period, a minute to start. Because I always found that most of power plays, now the Oilers are a little bit different because it's so good, but most power plays take advantage of a penalty killing unit that tires. So if you get a full 2 minutes, a minute 10, minute 20, minute 30, if you can get the team hemmed in, you have them tired. When it's split 1 minute, 1 minute, all of a sudden the fresh ice doesn't work out as an advantage because the penalty killers aren't tired. They've just rested for 15 minutes between periods, and now they come out rested as well. But the Oilers still have a minute 30. That is enough time to catch the Dallas defenders tired. And the fact that it's fresh ice, the Oilers team, which likes to move the puck, which isn't a pass and shot. They like pass, find the best play shot. It's much smoother ice for the Oilers power play. So this would be an advantage for them.
Wondering what kind of adaptations we might see from either side at this point. It's so much about punch, counter punch. I guess it's on Dallas at this point to make a couple of adjustments coming out of this break.
Well, I think that there's a lot of Dallas's game that Pete DeBoer will like. I think they were much more aggressive in the offensive zone. I think they created more chances. They threw the pucks on net. But where Dallas struggled in that period, they probably turned the puck over 4 or 5 times where they like literally passed it to an Edmonton Oiler. And a couple times it was on their power play and they gave the Oilers odd man breaks going the other way. So I think the Dallas Stars, they're going to be talking about turning the puck over. They did it way too much. I think the Oilers, they'll talk about protect the front of the net because the Stars have been throwing pucks towards the net, trying to get tips, trying to get rebounds, and trying to find a way to capitalize. I think the Oilers had probably 4 really good looks that if they get one more of those and you can extend that 1-0 lead, it's huge. Ottinger's not going to give up an easy one. They're going to have to work for it. But I think right now the big focus for the Oilers, extend the lead on this power play. The one thing you want to do is put disbelief or a seed of doubt into the minds of the opposition's penalty killers. The Oilers scored a power play goal last game. They're 1 for 1 already tonight. Score again on this power play. You extend the lead, and now you've got the Dallas Stars having to change the way they play as they have to open up a little bit.
That's our Inside the Game analyst, Rob Brown. We are at the intermission, brought to you by End of the Roll Flooring Centers. Let's get flooring. This is your Ford Dealers NHL hockey on the Oilers Radio Network.
Score big with the unmatched purity of Clearwater Vodka, the perfect companion for Oilers fans. Crafted with the pristine waters of Alberta, it's a sip of local excellence. Clearwater Vodka, where the spirit of the game meets true Alberta quality. Must be 18 plus. Please drink responsibly.
Did you know the RCMP polices over 99% of Alberta's landscape? From the oil sands to the Rockies to the prairies, the RCMP has a province covered. Providing policing services to more than 1,700 communities and with over 150 career specializations, the Alberta RCMP has something to fit everyone's goals and lifestyles. Visit rcmpcareers.ca and take the next step towards your career with the Alberta RCMP. A message from the Government of Canada.
Hey, Edmonton. Ever think about who gets your hard-earned money when you buy groceries or gas? For all you know, it could be buying a second yacht or private jet. But at Co-op, they put it right back into the community. That's because they're owned by 120,000 everyday Edmontonians, not a corporation. Feel good about where your money goes when you shop Co-op. Visit in-store for details.
Score big with the unmatched purity of Clearwater Vodka, the perfect companion for Oilers fans. Crafted with the pristine waters of Alberta, it's a sip of local excellence. Clearwater Vodka, where the spirit of the game meets true Alberta quality. Must be 18 plus. Please drink responsibly.
With Global News, I'm Thomas Dias. The measles outbreak in the province's South Health Zone is now severe enough there that residents and all communities in the region are considered to be at risk. Global's Brenda Neufeld reports.
Alberta Health Services has issued a standing measles exposure advisory for the South Zone, which includes the communities of Brooks, Lethbridge, Medicine Hat, Pincher Creek, and Crow's Nest Pass. AHS says it is finding people with no known exposure source. That means not all cases of measles are being reported to health officials, and there is a widespread potential exposure risk in the region. Of the 560 measles cases reported in the province since March, over 400 have been in the South Zone, including 19 new cases confirmed on Friday. Brenda Neufeld, Global News.
And on that note, AHS says a person with confirmed measles in the North Zone was at the Real Canadian Superstore in Grand Prairie on May 14th, 15th, and 17th. News on demand at 880ched.com.
Real Canadian Superstore has more ways to save than any other major grocer. Check out their weekly flyer for PC Optimum offers, deals on club size, no name, and always low-priced everyday items. Visit in-store to find everything from fashion and home decor to toys and electronics. And don't forget their new Fresh Promise on produce. If your produce isn't fresh, they'll replace it and refund it. There are so many ways to save at Real Canadian Superstore. See their flyer for details.
The Edmonton Oilers Community Foundation 50-50, presented by Rogers, is back and bigger than ever. The largest 50-50 in sports offers early bird draws, bonus raffles, and a main jackpot, which is growing by the second. With over $100 million invested across oil country, your support directly helps kids, families, and communities in need. Maybe you'll be our next winner. Get your tickets right now at EdmontonOilers.com and help make oil country a better place.
AGLC license number 696879.
Over the last decade, the world of work has changed dramatically. It's a change that can cause a disconnect between a company and its employees. But a partnership with Aon can help by making decisions that create a more flexible, engaged, and resilient workforce. Aon's experience and expertise, global understanding, and advanced analytics ensure that every client is better informed and better advised so that they can make better decisions. Whatever the next decade brings, Aon is in the business of better decisions.
At the Intermission, brought to you by End of the Row Flooring Centers. Let's get flooring.
Time now for the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by Pizza 73, the official pizza of the Edmonton Oilers. This is the only NHL game tonight. Of course, the Florida Panthers up 2-0 in the Eastern Conference Final, and the next couple games there are in Sunrise. So there's a good chance that Carolina's in a whole heck of a lot of trouble right now out east. But of course, this is the only game in town tonight. As far as NHL goes, the Memorial Cup is underway, and through the first 40 minutes of action, the Rimouski Oceanic leading the Medicine Hat Tigers 3-2. So we'll keep you updated on that as that one goes along. Rimouski, the host of this year's tournament, and the Toronto Blue Jays in action in Tampa, taking on the Rays. They are down 3-1 there. We have more hockey action coming up. Second period style. The Oilers holding a 1-goal lead over the Dallas Stars, and they're headed back to the power play. 90 seconds of power play time they have to work with when they emerge from the first intermission for the second period. Looking very much forward to that. A reminder, you can get your thoughts in over the course of the game. 780-451-8800. We'll weave those in to Oilers overtime and get your thoughts then. In the meantime, we are at the intermission. This is End of the Roll, or brought to you by End of the Roll Flooring Centers. Let's get flooring. This is your Ford Dealers NHL hockey on the Oilers Radio Network.
Today you can score at A&W. Enjoy a juicy grass-fed beef mama burger and fries for only $5. Available in-store or on the A&W mobile app at participating locations in oil country. This fantastic deal is available all day today at A&W.
Businesses deserve the best protection against cyber threats. Alltech offers state-of-the-art IT and cybersecurity solutions to safeguard digital assets. The team of experts at Alltech are dedicated to providing the highest level of security, ensuring that data remains safe and operations are seamless. With Alltech, businesses can focus on growth while the rest is handled. From advanced threat detection to comprehensive data security, Alltech has it covered. Choose Alltech for reliable and effective cybersecurity. Visit alt-tech.ca now to learn more.
Experience the exciting casino action at 3 Century Casino locations. Edmonton, St. Albert, and Century Mile. Dine at one of their amazing restaurants featuring daily specials. Take in the ultimate game day experience at the all-new Selly Sports Bar and Lounge. Check out the best in live entertainment at any amazing location. Plus, enjoy a great selection of casino gaming options and off-track betting. Feel the thrill of live horse racing at Century Mile Racetrack. Don't miss a second of the action at Century Casino.
Today you can score at A&W. Enjoy a juicy grass-fed beef mama burger and fries for only $5. Available in-store or on the A&W mobile app at participating locations in oil country. This fantastic deal is available all day today at A&W.
Listen on air, online, and on the Radio Player Canada app. This is the Oilers Radio Network.
1-0 hockey game for the Edmonton Oilers through the opening 20 minutes. Now, remember, the Oilers will be on the power play for the first 90 seconds of this second period, already having converted a power play in the first period. Nugent-Hopkins from Bouchard and Draisaitl, the time 5:51. Nugent-Hopkins out there with Draisaitl again, McDavid, Bouchard, and rounding out the power play quintet will be Zach Hyman. It's brought to you by Atco Energy, your trusted Alberta retailer. And we're underway here in the second period with Dallas having won that faceoff. Sam still getting the job done, and Essa Lindell dumps it in. Now Steele giving Nugent-Hopkins fits, trying to keep it alive for Colin Blackwell, inserted into the lineup. Beautiful drag move around Bouchard, who got just enough of the puck to knock it off Blackwell's stick and allow Zach Hyman to bring it back the other way. Oilers right to left in the white uniforms, and another steal by Blackwell, who fires it down the ice. Skinner will knock it down for Bouchard, and here come the Oilers, leading 1-0. The back pass is to Connor McDavid. Still 45 seconds left in the man advantage. Nugent-Hopkins across the line, left point for Bouchard. Nugent-Hopkins on the half wall. McDavid from the corner. Hyman in the slot. Beautiful feed. Hyman tried to tuck it, but that pass was behind Nugent-Hopkins, handled on the left half boards. Bouchard gives it back to Nugent-Hopkins. Down low to Draisaitl. What a save, Ottinger. His best of the series as Draisaitl tried to flip it over the blocker. Draisaitl given another opportunity by Bouchard. Just didn't have enough snap on that shot. He'll give it for McDavid. Pressure from Lindell. Spin move to the net. Ottinger, one save, and then reaches out and pulls it into his chest as the power play dwindles down to 8 seconds. Minute 22 gone by, second period. 1-0 for Edmonton, and Ottinger, I thought that was his best save of the series on Draisaitl.
No question. Leon came in, tried to elevate the puck over him. Oilers a little bit late, and they created a different look there, and just a little bit of a mistime as they went, instead of going from flank to flank, they cut back up the middle, back behind the goal. They rarely do that, and then it was a pass off, and unfortunately Bouchard couldn't pick the puck up cleanly, or he had a chance to rifle one.
Adam Henrique on the ice. Connor Brown, John Klingberg, Jake Wallman, and Evander Kane. Face-off won by Dallas. Ceci ducks behind his own net and rifles it down the middle. Skinner to settle it, but the penalty to Harley is over, and Dallas has killed it off. Oilers maintain a 1-0 lead. Jack Michaels, Bob Stauffer with you from high atop our Legacy Heating and Cooling broadcast booth, perched in a mountainous American Airlines arena. A little dump in by Wallman is gloved by Ottinger, and a face-off coming in the Dallas defensive zone.
To me, it looks like Kane's got an issue with the skate. Had a pivot challenge on the ice, but he stayed out here.
Henrique, the ozone draw against Rope Hintz for Dallas. Stars dispatched Colorado in 7, Winnipeg in 6. Edmonton rallied from 2-0 down to beat LA in 6, and then knocked out Vegas in 5. Both teams had finished ahead of Edmonton during the regular season. If the Oilers are able to advance in the Western Conference Final, they'll play host to either Florida or Carolina in the Stanley Cup Final. Winner of this series has home ice, is another way of saying it, because the East combatants finish behind both Dallas and Edmonton. Florida will have an opportunity to gain a stranglehold in this series. Brown thought he was high-sticked. Is there a late call coming? No, it's ruled that he got hit with the heel of someone's skate.
Yeah, they're just
came up on Connor Brown, and it's a safety issue.
Great pickup by you right away. They were concerned.
He basically got kicked in the jaw, and I think he's okay. Granlund went flying into him, and yeah, his boot caught him right underneath the chin, and that could have been a lot worse. He just toe-picked, did Mikhail Granlund, and the left leg kind of went recklessly up in the air.
You always worry about that.
Absolutely. Bob and I were witness to a horrifying incident in Columbus about 13 years ago when Corey Potter, with a fallen Taylor Hall in front of him, tried to jump over his teammate and caught him with a skate, cut him for a number of zippers, and somehow the guy on site in Columbus did an amazing job with that cut. And today it's a relatively minuscule scar. Here's Nurse up the middle. Easy for me to say. Draisaitl ahead for Matthias Janmark. Well defended by Heiskanen. An open man is Stecher, and he wires it just over the net off the plexi. If he had scored there, Bob, that interview would instantly have grown into legendary status.
I think it already,
if he followed it up with a goal.
I think it already is in legendary status.
Well, you were walking around like you were 10 feet tall during the intermission after he told you how smart you were. Here's Darnell Nurse, although I don't think anyone's going to remember that part of the interview.
No, I don't think so.
Stecher giving it back to Nurse with 2.5 gone by in the second period. It's Draisaitl gaining the line, but Harley stands him up and then gave it right back to Janmark. Sloppy turnover by Harley. He'll make amends by getting the puck back onto Heiskanen's stick. And it's punched forward by Matt Duchene. 1-0 Edmonton. Skinner plays the puck through Tyler Seguin and Duchene. Nugent-Hopkins won a puck battle. Here's McDavid over the line. Hits Bouchard, and his shot was tipped off the plexi and out of play with 3 minutes gone by in this second period. And the Oilers haven't come out in the second, and once again gotten to Dallas a little bit. Still a 1-0 game. Nugent-Hopkins' first period power play goal. The only difference, Stecher, that shot went off Robertson and over the net. Didn't miss Bud much.
Jack, the Oilers are getting some opportunities off the rush here. They're able to quickly this is the advantage of you go out, you bring in Klingberg, and you add Wallman. Guys that can move the puck up the ice. The Oilers can transition it. And they're creating some odd mans.
McDavid against Jamie Benn in the face-off circle. Benn won it. Hoisted up ice by Lindell, but knocked down by Bouchard and shoveled right back into the Dallas zone. Lindell to Cody Ceci. Hard up the boards. Knocked down by McDavid. Crowding Ceci, who did well to battle back and force a rolling puck into the Edmonton zone. Bouchard didn't want any part of the forechecking Jamie Benn, but was able to duck out of that potential altercation and eventually backhanded up to Hyman. Engaged in a fierce battle with Lindell in center ice that Lindell wins. Now you've got Dodonov heading for the net, spinning and centering wildly onto the stick of Granlund. A shot hit Skinner in the back. An awkward-looking save, but an effective one nonetheless. Lindell, soft chip down low. Dodonov tied up with Kulak. Stepping up as Ceci to keep it alive for Granlund. Thought about dishing out to the high slot. Elects to keep it on his stick, and that shot is swallowed up by Stuart Skinner, who's been perfect thus far on 13 Dallas Stars shots on goal. 1-0 Edmonton.
Well, there's the RVH there from Stuart Skinner. And Jack, there's a situation where 30 years ago you would never play that as a netminder. You'd just be square to a shot. And instead, with how guys play technically in goal, sometimes you can bank one in off his ear, and that's what we've seen Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl do that. And the Dallas Stars tried to rip one home there, and Skinner fought it off.
Face off to Skinner's left. You've got Rope Hintz against Leon Draisaitl. Game 2 of this best-of-7 Western Conference Final. Bob and I will have Game 3 for you. Remember, it's a Sunday matinee. 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Oilers Stars Game 3 from Rogers Place. Lead pass on the wing is Leon Draisaitl. He'll spin and protect on the backhand. Off to Wallman. A shot just wide, and the rebound, a live hop off the dashers. Wow. Taken by Mikko Rantanen. Boy, that jumped off the dashers. Here's Rantanen. Hard to the net. Wrist shot, and he pushed it wide. Draisaitl might have gotten a piece of that shot at the very last instant, and it was dug out by Kapanen back towards center. Put Colson across to Klingberg, and then back behind the net for Jake Wallman. Then on Tuesday night, Game 4 will be a 7 o'clock start at Rogers Place, just to set the table for you for the 2 games at Edmonton at the beginning of the week. Oilers get it in deep. Sam Steele leaves it for Harley. Under duress, gets it in for Blackwell. On the move is Steele. Robertson juggles, mishandles. He's clearly fighting the puck and wires it in deep. Stecher reverses to Nurse. Back to Stecher. 14:45 to go in the second period. Ahead to Connor Brown. Now Nurse jumps up, activates, and tried to dish to Evander Kane. Broken up. Petrovic in close quarters. Up the boards, but not out. Stecher barrels his way down the right-hand side. He's historically had very good numbers in the postseason. Nurse, kind of a half shot, half pass that ends up wide. Stecher, he was stuffed as he tried to release from the right half boards, and that caromed all the way out to center. Nurse up to Evander Kane at the red line. Hard hit from Matt Duchene. Kane got it back and behind Liam Bichel. The towering Dallas defenseman tried to reverse it up the wall. Stolen by Janmark. Wide open. Shot off of Otcher. Rebound back into the blue paint. And the Stars come away with it. What a good look. And yet, Trent Frederick denied by Jake Ottinger. Frederick's had a couple of good looks in this series. Whiffed on a loose puck in game one.
Well, that was the killer because it was 4-3 when that happened.
That time, a good save from Jake Ottinger prevented Frederick from getting his second goal of the Stanley Cup playoffs. CeCe, in the meantime, to Harley. Off an Edmonton dump in, D-to-D, and now Jamie Benn. Through the middle of the ice, gives way. Shot Johnston, glove save made by an off-balance Stuart Skinner, who nevertheless lays the puck to rest. With 6.5 minutes gone by in this second period, the score remains Edmonton 1, Dallas 0. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, the game's only goal about 6 minutes in. We're live from Dallas, Texas, and the sold-out American Airlines Center with Game 2 of the Western Conference Final. The Oilers Radio Network.
At Sobeys and Safeway Liquor, they recommend pairing locally distilled spirits and their ice-cold beer selection with... And Oilers win! Sobeys and Safeway Liquor, proud partners and fans of the Edmonton Oilers. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hey, Paul Brandt here. Big skies, rugged landscapes. Now that's Alberta in a nutshell. And if you're looking for an SUV that can keep up with this place, check out the Ford Bronco. Built for those who crave adventure, with serious off-road capability and style to spare. Whether you're hitting the mountain trails or exploring the back roads, it's the perfect ride for those who want to experience everything this province has to offer. The Ford Bronco. Adventure awaits at your Alberta Ford dealer. And tell them PB sent you.
MIC is a leader in medical imaging and the official medical imaging provider to the Edmonton Oilers. Make MIC your choice. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, the game doesn't stop for injury. MIC's sports medicine imaging specialists can help you get back in the game with a timely and expert diagnosis. Go where the pros go. For a location near you, visit mic.ca.
At Sobeys and Safeway Liquor, they recommend pairing locally distilled spirits and their ice-cold beer selection with... And Oilers win! Sobeys and Safeway Liquor, proud partners and fans of the Edmonton Oilers. Please enjoy responsibly.
All games, all season. You're listening to the Oilers Radio Network.
Well, the Edmonton Oilers in the opening round of the Stanley Cup playoffs rallied from 2 games to none down for only the second time in their history to win a playoff series, and they're hoping to avoid any thoughts of having to do that again here in the third round. I want to remind everyone, you've got an opportunity to win 500,000 Scene Plus points and $10,000 cash with our early bird prizing as part of the Oilers Kids and Country playoff 50-50. Right now, the jackpot's sitting at just a shade under $2 million, and the playoff bonus jackpot over $4.4 million. So get on it. Oilers.com/50-50. And now we've got a puck play with a high stick and a face-off coming back in the Oilers zone with 13:07 to go in the second period. And Edmonton leading by the slimmest of margins at 1-0. The Oilers have outshot the Stars 15-13 in the game. And in this period, 5-2. Nugent-Hopkins, the game's only goal on the power play back in the first.
Dallas is starting to win some faceoffs. We were even through one period, Jack, 11 each, but the Stars are now up to 57%, so they won most of the draws here in the second, and now Leon gets waved out.
Sagan will take it against the silly Podkolzin to Stuart Skinner's left-hand side. Podkolzin won the draw. Wallman behind the net had his pocket picked by Mason Marchment, who absorbs a check, circles the net, centers. Duchesne's shot was blocked. Rebound out to Harley. From the left point, He'll feed Seguin, who lost the handle.
Great play by Podkolzin to help create the turnover.
Seguin missed 5 months this season undergoing hip surgery. He's had both hips done, and he looked great in game 1 of this series, scoring twice and adding an assist. Here's Seguin off a dump in from Edmonton. He'll carry it to center. Left to right, puts the brakes on as he hit the line, and then Kapanen booted it back to center. Harley guides one over to Petrovic, who ambles his way to center and dumps it in. Petrovic, not only 6 games to oh, here's a backhander off a turnover and a save made by Stuart Skinner. Wow. A tough save, point blank on Mikko Rantanen after a dreadful turnover, then nudged in front. Rantanen misses with Nurse having potentially gotten his stick on that shot. Rantanen has had 2 point-blank looks, can't come up with a third as Connor Brown clears up the left-hand side, spilled in by Podkolzin and retrieved by Bishop.
Not sure why Janmark was out on the ice there with Podkolzin and Kapanen. Leon went for a quick shift.
A mishandle by Skinner. Robertson off a turnover, can't find it, and by the time he does, he turns it over. Skinner has had a few miscues in terms of handling the puck. Brown has shot off the pads of Jake Ottinger. Juicy rebound. Kulak, and his shot misses wide. But Robertson right now, Bob, is fighting the puck. He just doesn't have any kind of feel. Here's Corey Perry backhanding it down low. Jason Robertson led Dallas with 35 goals during the regular season, second on the team in scoring behind only Matt Duchene. Got injured in game 82 and hasn't been himself. That looked like offside as Roope Hintz carried it in. Henrique collided with a member of the Stars, and he's shaken up. As he groggily gets up, the Stars still have puck possession down low. Dadonov to Robertson to the point and held in by Esa Lindell, who marks his 31st birthday today with the 100th playoff game of his Stanley Cup career.
Oilers need a change here. This line's in a little bit of duress.
They clear it back to the Dallas line. Edmonton unable to complete it. Jamie Benn had it poke checked away. Following up is Wyatt Johnston. Hard pressure on Henrique. Puck came through to Evan Bouchard. Did not get it out. Henrique trying to borrow his way inside on Johnston. Flicked out in front. Kulak won a battle against Dadonov, and the puck is reversed by Perry to Bouchard, who looks for a clear up the right-hand side, and again, the Stars able to hem the Oilers in. Kulak given another opportunity. That time, he finds Corey Perry, and it's brushed down deep into the Dallas zone, and Edmonton will get a long-awaited change. Halfway through the hockey game, 1-0 Edmonton in Game 2 of the Western Conference Final. Here's Marchment under duress. Woolman blasted him into the corner and now has control of the puck. McDavid wants an outlet. Woolman can't get it to him, but eludes not one but 2 Stars and shovels it down the middle. Dallas fans wanted a holding call away from the play. In the meantime, Seguin through the neutral zone. Drop pass, loading up, shooting is Duchene, and Klingberg was in the shot lane and blocked it. Rebound Duchene. Now Tyler Seguin out to the point. Harley off balance. A shot deflected up over top off the glass. And now we've got a call. Was it play with a high stick by a Dallas player? Off the glass and then to Marchment. Was that the call?
I think you're right. Yep, you got her.
So a neutral zone face-off when we return. Marchment pleading his case. 9:23 left in the second period. Stuart Skinner a misplay, but Corey Perry able to bail him out with a steal. And Edmonton's 1-0 lead remains intact as we send you to break from Dallas, Texas, and the American Airlines Center. It's Game 2 of the Western Conference Final. The Oilers Radio Network.
Bloom Benefits offers amazing coverage that even the toughest hockey players can get behind. With excellent coverage, they offer things like massage. You want to go? Counseling services. Let's go! Dental coverage. That was not offside. And eye exams. With custom health coverage for any group of any size, Bloom Benefits make every team better, stronger, and healthier. Plans start from just $54 a month. Rethink your benefits today at bloombenefits.ca.
Do your tires feel like hockey pucks on the road? Perhaps it's time for a new set of Atturo tires. No matter what you drive, Atturo has the right fit for you, including the all-new Trailblade HT and AZ810, premium all-weather tires for your pickup, car, SUV, or crossover. You can rest assured that Atturo tires will get you through all 4 seasons. Available at Action Car and Truck, Point S, and tire shops everywhere. Find a dealer near you at atturo.com.
Play Alberta has hundreds of casino games right at your fingertips. Join thousands discovering why Fortune Coin is one of Alberta's most popular games. Fill your reels with golden coins. Multiply your prizes up to 6 times and turn good spins into legendary ones. Land the Fortune Coin symbol to win cash. Trigger the jackpot. Launch the free spins bonus and watch as the dragon takes over your screen. New players get 100 free spins only on playalberta.ca. Claim your offer today. If you gamble, use your game sense.
Listen on air, online, and on the Radio Player Canada app. This is the Oilers Radio Network.
Welcome back inside our Legacy Heating and Cooling broadcast booth alongside Bob Stauffer. I'm Jack Michaels. We're live in Dallas, Texas. Rob Brown and Brendan Escott back in our 880 Ched studios, flagship home of the Oilers Radio Network. Game 2 of this Western Conference final. Nugent-Hopkins, a power play goal in the first. It's 1-0 for Edmonton. Adam Henrique, we told you, was stunned on a collision in his last shift. He finished the shift, and now he has been led underneath by head athletic trainer TD Force. So for right now, 11 forwards available for Chris Knobloch as we resume play with a neutral zone face-off that's flipped in by Nugent-Hopkins toward Ottinger. He'll set it level for Esa Lindell. Up the glass and out. Rantanen bumped it free for Hintz, then got it back, tried to throw it across for an activating Heiskanen, and that was picked off and cleared back the other way by Nugent-Hopkins. Lindell swept it out of the corner to Heiskanen. He'll ram it off the boards to the Edmonton blue line, out of the reach of Mikhail Granlund, and now a turnover by Heiskanen. Hyman, a drop pass, and Nugent-Hopkins, a wrist shot that does not make its way through. The rebound momentarily sitting in the high slot, grabbed by Dallas. And Wyatt Johnston and Mikko Rantanen swoop into the offensive zone. Bouchard, a good play on Rantanen. Played down low by Jamie Benn, the Stars captain. Johnston thrust off the puck by Nugent-Hopkins, and Bouchard has ample room to clear, which he does up the right-hand side to Hyman, and it's dropped in by McDavid as Dallas retrieves.
Dallas is starting to get a little bit more physical here, Jack.
Cody Ceci up to Dadonov. He fanned on a dump-in attempt, and it's Draisaitl to Kapanen. A quick counter here. Kapanen pulls up top of the right circle, rolls it around for Podkolzin. Shot Wallman, stick save made by Ottinger. Rebound Ceci for the Dallas Stars. Loose in the corner, 4-player scrum. Flipped out Wallman. Across, juggled by Bouchard momentarily, and then thrust back down low. Draisaitl hovering close by. Peeled out of there by Dadonov and swung back to center, where Bouchard will knock it down for Wallman. 7.5 to go, second period. Still a 1-0 game here in game 2 of the West Final. Kapanen, Kane, centering pass, and Draisaitl did not handle it on his backhand. Won't see that too often. Stecher will wind it around for Evander Kane. That was a good look from Kane. Down low for Trent Frederick, who bobbled and then got it back to Janmark. Kulak is open. Shot redirected by Kane and held by Ottinger. Evander Kane a factor on that shift, and Frederick rode out of there by a pair of Stars with 7:10 to go in the second period, and the Oilers holding a 1-0 lead.
That's Evander Kane's best shift of the series, Jack. I mean, he made a tremendous pass. Leon Draisaitl was towards the end of his shift, just couldn't pick it up, and then created another look with a flyby and a net drive and hacked the puck out of the goal. Well, thank you. I'll have one of those later.
Face off, right side of goaltender Jake Ottinger. 7:10 to play. A steamy afternoon in Dallas, Texas, with temperatures well into the mid-30s and a high rate of humidity. Digging in for the face-off, Connor McDavid. Now playing with Kane. Kept it alive for Kane in the high slot. Corey Perry's the third member of this line as Chris Knobloch continues to tinker. Now remember, Adam Henrique is unavailable for now. Kulak, left point. But that hasn't really slowed Chris Knobloch. We've seen several different combinations 5-on-5 tonight. Flipped in by Rantanen. Evan Bouchard looking to escape up the left-hand side. Evander Kane with control. The puck ahead for Connor McDavid. Breaks in with Corey Perry. Put it behind the net. Ottinger. Fairly good puck handler, but put it in a tough spot for Heiskanen. Did well to get it through McDavid, but Kane and Perry roll over to choke any sort of offensive thrust up ice off. Lindell, lead pass. Finally, Rantanen able to get it in deep, but he's at the end of his shift. Oilers with possession. Darnell Nurse is going to back off with Duchesne tracking him. Over to Troy Stecher. Now Nurse on the left-hand side. Took his eye off the puck, regained, and saw it slashed in deep by Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Connor Brown in on the forecheck. Look at this line with Nugent-Hopkins, Brown, and Hyman paired together. Oilers shovel it down low. Stecher looking for Brown in close quarters against Bishop. Puck well protected by Dallas and cleared by Sagan. Marchment hits the line with Matt Duchesne. Matt Duchesne shot held by Skinner from a tough angle. That's a routine save, and Skinner's been perfect on 15 shots thus far. 5:39 to go in the second period. Nugent-Hopkins power play goal in the first. Still the difference right now. It's 1-0 Edmonton in Game 2 of the West Final with 4 dealers NHL hockey. The Oilers Radio Network.
The same AI-powered technology that helps Oilers fans move through security efficiently at Rogers Place is also available for Edmonton area schools, hospitals, and workplaces. Evolve Technology, proud partner of the Edmonton Oilers and official security screening partner of Rogers Place, helps identify potential threats and create safe experiences at hockey games and wherever people gather. Visit Rogers Place to experience Evolve live or check out evolve.com for more information. That's EVOLV.com.
Legacy Heating and Cooling jingle auditions take one for Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and Zach Hyman. Are you ready, guys?
We were born ready. Heck yes, Nuge. Drop the beat. Call Legacy. Call Legacy. We freaking killed it, Nuge. That's what I'm talking about, Zachary Martin Hyman.
Nice guys. We're going to sell a lot of air conditioners.
Hey, doesn't Legacy offer no payments and no interest for a year on those?
Yeah, well, thanks for the assist on the copy points there, Nuge.
It's just what I do.
Legacy Heating and Cooling.
Pizza 73, the official pizza of your Edmonton Oilers. Loyal to the oil, in Edmonton we trust. Rising to the top like a pizza crust. Got the flavors to play, yeah. Cooking on ice. Hunger happens, gotta score a slice. Let's go Oilers, E-Town unite. Ice District to Jasper, downtown to White. Wearing orange and blue, game on the stream. Make the right call, Pizza 73. Let's go Oilers.
737373, Pizza 73.
All games, all seasons. You're listening to the Oilers Radio Network.
Edmonton had a streak of 13 consecutive victories in the playoffs when leading after 2 periods snapped on Wednesday night. They'd love to start a new streak along those lines, and they're 5.5 minutes away from doing exactly that. A 1-0 lead, late second period. A face-off coming to Stuart Skinner's right-hand side. Draisaitl will take it and lose it against Roope Hintz. Wrist shot, glove save made by Skinner up top, and I thought Hintz was taken down there. That was close.
Well, there was one each way because Kapanen went to jump out. He got tripped, little sneaky little interior trip.
So a face-off to Skinner's right-hand side. He just stopped Harley from distance, and it's Hintz against Draisaitl as well. And Hintz won the draw. Bad pass from Heiskanen to Harley. 3-on-2 Edmonton all of a sudden. Little give and go, and Kapanen's return pass went off a skate. And Dallas on the counter. Mikhail Granlund waits. Forced out wide by Klingberg, and will drop it off for Rantanen. Takes it behind the net. Rantanen dishes. One-timer, and that was a block shot. Rebound, and Skinner scrambling. Stop on Hintz. Rebound shoveled back. Kapanen read it. Tried to drop it off to Draisaitl, and eventually got it to him. Draisaitl will challenge Rantanen to the net, and forced off his stick by Heiskanen at the last moment. Good play by Miro Heiskanen, who started that with a turnover. Zach Hyman will wind it along. The great ones, well, they usually redeem themselves. Rantanen, a good play off the wall. They get it up to Granlund. He'll nudge a skittering puck inside the Edmonton blue line. Bouchard, long stretch for McDavid. Off the boards, he'll dish it off. Kulak a shot. Rebound, score! Brett Kulak following his own shot. Makes it 2-0 Edmonton with 4:37 to play in the second period.
Well, a fortuitous ricochet for the Edmonton Oilers, but it starts with an Evan Bouchard 90-foot stretch pass to Connor McDavid. McDavid gains zone entry, drops it to Kulak. His first shot is blocked. He picks up his rebound and rips it home for his third career playoff goal.
In 89 games, first of this postseason, McDavid will draw the primary assist. And Edmonton has a 2-0 lead in Game 2. Corey Perry said after Game 1, hey, we came down here for a split. Doesn't matter whether we get it in the opener or Game 2.
And now discipline becomes the key for the Oilers, Jack.
A 2-goal lead, which is what they enjoyed late in the second period of Game 1. Couldn't hold it. Penalty trouble was the problem. Off the draw, flipped in by Trent Frederick. He'll thunder in on the forecheck against Alex Petrovic. Off to Bischel. Stars chip it up the left-hand side. Off balance Marchment. Too far. Getting in there. Oh, and a big hit on Duchesne by Nurse at the last instant. Came free. Duchesne waits, dishes, open man. Shot Marchment, rebound wide. Hopped out to Duchesne. And Dallas ends up getting nothing. Oh, a big hit by Marchment on Evander Kane. Some hard hitting on this shift with 4 minutes to go in the second period. Bouchard will get the second assist, as Bob talked about. He's got 2 points tonight and 73 in his career. Here's Sagan. Bouchard, the biggest disparity between playoff points per game and regular season points per game in the history of the league. Shot from the high slot by Lindell, blocked. And Edmonton has numbers coming the other way. Nugent-Hopkins to Kane. Wrist shot, save Ottinger. Rebound swatted back to the high slot. That was a 3-on-2 for Edmonton. Nugent-Hopkins shot tipped home. What a tip by Connor Brown. 3-0 Edmonton.
You said it. It's been one of those playoff years for Connor Brown. That's his 5th goal of the playoffs, Jack. Deflection, redirection, and the Edmonton Oilers are up by 3. It's going to be Wallman and Nugent-Hopkins on the assist. Simple play, just put it to the net.
And Nugent-Hopkins did so with a floater from a sharp angle and a beautiful tip right underneath the glove of Jake Ottinger by Connor Brown. Time of the goal, 16:36. Nugent-Hopkins for the second consecutive game has a goal and an assist.
Jack, got to carry the 3-goal lead into the third period.
3:24 to play in the second. Face-off win for Jamie Benn. And this crowd, which had been rowdy, has been settled significantly. Dallas has won 7 straight games at home since losing its first game of the playoffs to Colorado. Here's a dish and a backhander denied. Wow. Perry thought he was hacked.
He was.
Ottinger made the save, and that could have been 4-0 and game over. Corey Perry off a Dallas dump in. Angles one off the boards. McDavid wrist shot. Blocker save made by Jake Ottinger. Dallas perilously close to getting blown out of this game. Jamie Benn puts it in deep. Colin Blackwell hovering close by. Dallas looking to carve it out of the zone. Wyatt Johnston tripped up, and here comes Connor McDavid up ice for the Edmonton Oilers. He'll gain the line. Throw it across for Corey Perry. Shoveled in front. Taken away from Zach Hyman by Jamie Benn. He'll clear up the left-hand boards. This will be waved off in terms of icing, and with 2:15 remaining in the second period, tracked by Kulak, who scored the second goal, and that was followed a minute 13 later by Connor Brown's tip-in. That looked close to offside against Edmonton. Broken up, and now a chance Sam Steele. Faking the shot. Got a poke check from Stuart Skinner for his trouble, and now a 4-player pileup develops behind the Edmonton net. Kicked out, stepping up, shooting, and Harley had a shot blocked. A kick save made by Skinner on Cody Ceci, and the rebound swept through the middle and recovered by Harley with a minute 35 left in the second period of Game 2. Steele fell down at center. Stars must regroup. Harley to Ceci. Right-hand side, Robertson turned it over. Draisaitl will flip it high line just underneath the scoreboard. Not too far for any sort of icing, so Harley has to play it. Cody Ceci up to Jason Robertson to center ice, and on the move is Mikko Rantanen around Stecher, forced out wide, circling the net, centering, and unable to come up with the puck cleanly was Alex Petrovic. Liam Bichsel held the zone for Granlund. A second time, Bichsel tried to get it to Granlund, but it went off his body and was wedged out safely by Brown for Frederick. Ottinger coming out to play it, and he threw it out of play. Delay of game against Dallas's goaltender. There was token pressure from Matthias Janmark, so Ottinger had to put it over his stick, and in doing so, sent one flying into the sixth row.
29, 2 minutes. Well, that pressure from Janmark, because he can skate, he helped create it, and man, oh man, yeah, you know what? That's not a hook. They made the right call, not calling the hook. We thought it's closer maybe than it appeared to be with Corey Perry on the net drive.
But Ottinger, forced error, and this is a chance for Edmonton to put this game on ice right here, right now. Power play already up 3-0. Magnificent opportunity for the Oilers, who are 1 for 2 tonight, to send Dallas reeling into the dressing room. Nugent-Hopkins, Kulak, and Brown with the goals. Draisaitl and McDavid, single assists. Bouchard has a pair. Nugent-Hopkins for the second straight game, a multi-point outing. Off the draw, won by Blackwell. Lindell up the left-hand side and out. 40 seconds to go in the second period. Jake Ottinger, 2 minutes for delay of game. He's known as a pretty good puck handler, but that one got away from him. Sent in by Bouchard, chipped in by Nugent-Hopkins, recovered with ease by Lindell, and he'll fire it down the ice. That was on net, no surprise. We saw Lindell score from 165 feet in game 1. Peter DeBoer says he's more accurate from that distance than he is from 10 feet. Steal by Rope Hintz, and another clear by the Dallas Stars. This Edmonton power play has not gotten going here, and the time is going to run off. Johnston is centering pass shorthanded, intended for Hintz. McDavid has 2 seconds and leisurely floats one toward the net at the horn. But Edmonton, despite not doing much for that 51 seconds of power play time, will get a clean sheet to start the third. They'll be on a man advantage, and most importantly, they are in command of game 2 by a score of 3-0, having outshot the Dallas Stars by a count of 24-17, and in that period, taking total control of this game, outshooting the Stars 14-6, and tacking on 2 more to the 1-0 lead they enjoyed after 20. Again, Bob, we're very much back in the same spot, only this time it's Edmonton that's on a power play to start the third period, as opposed to having a shorthanded situation. And if they score on the power play, Bob, this game's over.
You would think, yes. I mean, barring Darrell Evans and Jimmy Fox deciding to put some skates on for Dallas. But we know this. I mean,
we've seen 40 minutes of close to road perfection 2 nights in a row here in Dallas.
So tonight, it's the old saying, those of us that forget the past are forever condemned to repeat it. Don't repeat it. Deal with it. Get it done. Close it out here. And it starts, Jaka. We talked at the end of the second period, start of the second intermission last game, and said the Oilers needed a huge kill to start this period, or it was going to change the complexion of the game. I'm telling you right now, Edmonton has a chance to really change the complexion of this game if they get a power play goal here. If they close the deal.
What do you mean change? Just enhance?
Yes,
they'll have to change.
They'll have a stranglehold on the game. But if Dallas can get a kill, maybe they can build some momentum. Anyhow, real good period, capitalized. The Oilers big boys have come to play. They've got a little bit of, Bouchard's having a wonderful game. RNH with a goal and assist. He's been good. This is his building. Think of game 5 here last year, too. The last 3 games he's played here, he's got 4 goals and 6 points in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So some work to do nonetheless, but start with a good PK or a good power play to start the third.
Well, you mentioned that game 5, and that was perfection for Edmonton, and it's a game the Stars have come to really regret. And Matt Duchene has kept a puck from that game in his locker all season long. I'll tell you what, if Edmonton comes back to win this series, he might be keeping a puck from Game 2 of this Western Conference Final. It's been all Edmonton. The Oilers lead at 3-0, but as Bob indicated, you got to remember, Edmonton let a third-period lead get away in Wednesday's Game 1. Big difference, though. It's the Oilers that start the third period on a power play tonight and not the Stars. Nugent-Hopkins with a goal and an assist, and Kulak and Brown scoring a minute 13 apart to transform a 1-0 lead into a 3-0 advantage heading to the final 20 minutes. And we're told that Adam Henrique will likely return for the third period. My guess is that spotter who saw him go down initially might have had something to say with respect to his absence. Stuart Skinner, by the way, thus far perfect on 16 shots. They've actually adjusted the Dallas shot total. That second period now 14-5 in shots and 2-0 in goals for the Edmonton Oilers, who have total control of Game 2. It's 3-0 heading to the final 20. It's the Western Conference Final from American Airlines Center in Dallas. The Oilers Radio Network.
Pizza 73, the official pizza of your Edmonton Oilers. Loyal to the oil, in Edmonton we trust. Rising to the top like a pizza crust. Got the flavors to play, yeah. Cooking on ice. Hunger happens, gotta score a slice. Let's go Oilers, E-Town unite. Ice District to Jasper, downtown to White. Wearing orange and blue, game on the stream. Make the right call, Pizza 73. Let's go Oilers. 737373, Pizza 73.
Stay connected with your community and enjoy the latest updates and exclusive access to concerts and events by becoming an 880 CHED Insider. Don't miss out on a single moment. Sign up now at 880ched.com and click on CHED Insider Newsletter to become a vital part of Edmonton's premier news and talk community. 880 CHED, Edmonton's news, today's talk, where Edmonton stays informed and entertained today and every day. At the Intermission, brought to you by End of the Roll Flooring Centers. Let's get flooring.
Nugent-Hopkins to Kane. Wrist shot, save Ottinger. Rebound swatted back to the high slot. That was a 3-on-2 for Edmonton. Nugent-Hopkins shot tipped home. What a tip by Connor Brown. 3-0 Edmonton.
What a tip it was. That is our highlight zone, brought to you by Century Casinos. All in, all games, all season. Century Casinos. 3 great locations in Edmonton, St. Albert, and next to the Edmonton International Airport. Welcome to the Winner's Zone. It is Brendan Escott here with Rob Brown. We are at the intermission, and wow, another quality period played by the Edmonton Oilers, who now lead 3-0, Rob. And I'm curious what you liked most about that middle frame.
There's a lot to like from the Oilers in that period. I think it starts first with Stuart Skinner. A couple big saves. I thought Dallas had some pushes when it was 1-0. They created some offensive zone time. Their best line, Hintz and Rantanen, that was probably their best opportunities they've had in the 5 periods thus far. And Skinner made big saves. He actually coughed one up trying to move the puck, but then made a nice save getting his stick on it, not allowing them to take it to the net. He stopped Rantanen from coming out from behind the net with a nice toe save. So Skinner started it, keeping the Oilers in the lead. And then you need some breaks. And the Oilers got a couple breaks. Kulak jumps up in the play, shoots. It's blocked by Rantanen, but on the shot, because it was blocked, Ottinger had moved. He was trying to play the first shot. It gets blocked. So now he's out of position. Puck goes right to Kulak. He didn't have to move his stick. He scores. And then a break on a bounce. You try as a player in front of the net to deflect the puck. 99% of the time, you have no idea where it's going. You just want it to go in a different direction. Connor Brown deflects it. The puck goes straight down, bounces, and beats Ottinger, who had been excellent in this hockey game. So you got to get breaks to win hockey games, and you got to take advantage of those bounces, and the Oilers certainly did in the middle 20 minutes.
And you generate those breaks by shooting the puck, which I thought they had a real mindset for, especially Connor McDavid, who looks like he is absolutely flying again tonight, him and Draisaitl both.
Well, it's funny. The narrative in the series against Vegas was depth players. The Oilers' best players, not quiet, but not as loud as we usually see with 97 and 29. Not so much in this series. 29 and 97 have been outstanding in the 5 periods of play thus far. McDavid, I think he's got a couple points already tonight. Could easily have 3 or 4 more. He's all over the ice right now. I think that Connor and Leon realize how close they are to getting back to where they were last year in the finals. They have unfinished business. They came in, they see Dallas as the obstacle to get through. And through 5 periods, Connor and Leon are playing as though, yeah, this is it. This is our chance. We're not going to waste this opportunity. And they've been excellent in these hockey games.
An opportunity, Rob, for them to play with the lead here. But what is the balance between playing, responsible, risk-free kind of hockey and not taking your foot off the gas?
Well, you just have to play the same way you've been playing. And this is a great example for the Oilers is don't do what the LA Kings did in the first series. LA would get a lead in every game, and then they would go into a prevent defense. And it allowed the Oilers to find momentum and find their skating legs. The Oilers just have to simply play the same way. They're not giving up anything. So it's not as though you have to change your defensive strategy and just, okay, all of a sudden we're just going to lay back. The Oilers aren't giving up odd man breaks. So they got to continue to do what they're doing and get pucks in, get forecheck. If you are forechecking the opposition, they are a long, long way away from scoring a goal on you. So for the Oilers, they don't change anything. Simply the only difference between what they did tonight and going forward is just stay disciplined. Don't take penalties. And if you do that, you give yourself a good chance of winning the hockey game. So it has been a really good 40 minutes again for the Edmonton Oilers.
And they're working with that split that you referenced in the first intermission there with 1 minute of really unproductive power play time having already expired, but still a minute to try and capitalize or at least get off on the right foot to start this period, Rob.
Well, yes. I mean, they could salt this game away with a power play goal. The problem that happens with a minute power play at the end and that beginning of the third is, you've allowed the defenders, as I said, to rest. So their 4 best penalty killers will be well rested. And 2, you lose the advantage of the face-off in the offensive zone. Usually when you start a power play, you're in the offensive zone. Well, now we're starting at center. So they have to get the puck in. Now, the Edmonton Oilers have a cheat code in Connor McDavid that allows them to get in very quickly and set up. But it does take some time. So not ideal. But what we've seen before, and we just have to go back a couple series against the LA Kings. It was, I think, 10 seconds off a face-off at center that they scored a goal on the power play. So the Oilers are capable of putting one in. And to me, the Oilers are sitting in a really nice spot at 3-0. I think they learned their lesson. But 4-0 is still better than 3-0. So look for the Oilers to try to extend the lead a little bit more.
That's our Inside the Game analyst, Rob Brown. More from him after the game coming up on the Oilers Overtime Show. Right now, we're at the intermission, brought to you by End of the Roll Flooring Centers. Let's get flooring. This is your Ford Dealers NHL Hockey on the Oilers Radio Network.
Looking for custom flags, banners, or canopy tents? Aurora Flags and Banners has a dedicated team to provide you with custom solutions and quality products. Aurora Flags has proudly serviced Canadian businesses and organizations for more than 30 years. Get a quote today at auroraflags.com.
Blue collar work deserves big dollar perks. Get a heavy wallet with Heavy Metal Equipment and Rentals. Heavy Metal Equipment and Rentals is hiring heavy equipment technicians, maintenance supervisors, PM servicemen, maintenance coordinators, and pretty much every other position that makes Alberta go. We help move the earth that makes Alberta grow. So why not work for a company that makes your bank account grow too? Visit heavymetalequipment.ca to find your new career. Heavy Metal Equipment and Rentals, helping you move the earth.
Chemco is more than just a trusted local name. Chemco has been building industry across Canada for more than 60 years. From engineering through to commissioning, construction, maintenance, and beyond, Chemco's multidiscipline approach stands firmly on the belief that Chemco cares. It's not just what they do, it's how they do it. Visit Chemco.com and discover how they can support your project today. Chemco, proud fans of the Edmonton Oilers, serving and supporting communities across Canada for over 60 years. Looking for custom flags, banners, or canopy tents? Aurora Flags and Banners has a dedicated team to provide you with custom solutions and quality products. Aurora Flags has proudly serviced Canadian businesses and organizations for more than 30 years. Get a quote today at auroraflags.com.
With Global News, I'm Thomas Dias. Police say speed is believed to have been a factor in a fatal two-vehicle collision in North Edmonton that took place just after 10 o'clock this morning. A white Cadillac Escalade struck a white Honda Civic as the Civic was turning left across the path of the Escalade at 97th Street and 165th Avenue. A 71-year-old man who had been driving the Civic was rushed to hospital where he was declared dead. A 16-year-old boy who had been driving the Escalade suffered non-life-threatening injuries. Canada Post customers could feel the pain of delays soon after the union representing 55,000 postal workers swore off overtime shifts. The union backed off from a strike threat, saying negotiators need time to review Canada Post's latest contract offers. And Hudson's Bay says it's now planning to sell up to 28 of its store leases to a BC mall owner who wants to launch a new modern department store. Canada's oldest company says it will seek court permission for Ruby Lou to take over some properties the department store and Saks leased in Alberta, BC, and Ontario. News on demand at 880ched.com.
At Fountain Tire, we're all about one thing, taking care of your vehicle. Oh, and your wallet. I guess that's two things. Save up to 20% off select tires until June 14th. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Did you hear what happened to Rick while he was building his fence?
Yeah, he hit a natural gas line. They had to evacuate his entire neighborhood at dinner time, too. I bet he didn't make any new friends that day.
It cost him a ton to get the line repaired. I wonder why he didn't get his underground utilities marked.
Don't be that person. If you're digging on your property, request a locate for natural gas lines. It's free and can prevent serious injury or financial loss. And you won't upset the neighbors. Visit clickbeforeyoudig.com. A safety message brought to you by ATCO.
The same AI-powered technology that helps Oilers fans move through security efficiently at Rogers Place is also available for Edmonton area schools, hospitals, and workplaces. Evolve Technology, proud partner of the Edmonton Oilers and official security screening partner of Rogers Place, helps identify potential threats and create safe experiences at hockey games and wherever people gather. Visit Rogers Place to experience Evolve live or check out evolve.com for more information. That's EVOLV.com.
At Fountain Tire, we're all about one thing, taking care of your vehicle. Oh, and your wallet. I guess that's two things. Save up to 20% off select tires until June 14th. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
At the Intermission, brought to you by Hand of the Roll Flooring Centers. Let's get flooring.
Time now for the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by Pizza 73, the official pizza of the Edmonton Oilers. We do have a final in the first game, which was back and forth. Medicine Hat and Rimouski, the host team. The Tigers out of the Western Hockey League, of course, with 3 third-period goals, one of which including Gavin McKenna, and that was all that they needed. 2 coming from Bryce Pickford, who is rapidly ascending draft boards. There's a name you'll want to remember. Bryce Pickford out of Edmonton, currently playing for the Medicine Hat Tigers. But they are victorious 5-4 in Rimouski. So nice to update you on that. And as far as the Toronto Blue Jays go, they ended up falling 3-1 to the Tampa Bay Rays. That is the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by Pizza 73, official pizza of the Edmonton Oilers, who are currently leading the Dallas Stars 3-0. They are outshooting them 23-16. They are out-hitting them 38-21. The only real advantage for Dallas right now is in the face-off circle. We'll see how integral that proves to be across the final 20 minutes of this game. We will talk to you afterwards. This has been At the Intermission, brought to you by End of the Roll Flooring Centers. Let's get flooring. Jack and Bob are next. This is Ford Dealers NHL Hockey on the Oilers Radio Network.
Rogers is Canada's largest and most reliable 5G network. We're made for Oilers fans. You can stream Leon's scoring in Leduc. Watch Tide tie things up in Tofield. Unbelievable! Or check out Connor doing Connor things in Kalmar. And even watch Stuart steal the show while you're in Sedalia. Try saying that 3 times fast. Rogers, proud partner and fan of your Edmonton Oilers.
RS Breakers and Controls, Canada's leader in new, used, tested, and obsolete circuit breakers, MCC buckets, bus plugs, and switches. They have everything you need to maintain your aging electrical infrastructure, ensuring it operates as good as new. Their 24/7 emergency response gets you back up and running quickly, saving valuable time and money. Minimal generators or modifications needed, and like-for-like replacements mean no special inspections. Don't replace, repair your legacy equipment with RS. Visit rsbreakers.com.
Celebrating 70 years in the signage industry, William Huff Advertising is the most recognized name in the game. An in-house, one-stop shop for all of your design, print, and installation needs. William Huff provides quality graphic solutions for everyone. Here in our City of Champions and throughout the nation, they are the preferred signage partner entrusted by many of the biggest corporations, pro sports teams, and organizations to bring their identity to life. Recognize the name, get in the game. WilliamHuff.com.
Listen on air, online, and on the Radio Player Canada app.
This is the Oilers Radio Network.
3-0 hockey game as we bring you back inside our Legacy Heating and Cooling broadcast booth. The Oilers with 1 in the first, 2 in the second. Nugent-Hopkins a goal and an assist tonight. Kulak and Brown 2 goals in 73 seconds to turn a 1-0 lead into a 3-0 advantage and a power play to start this third period. McDavid, Draisaitl, Perry, Bouchard, and Nugent-Hopkins, your Atco Energy power play quintet, as the Oilers look to essentially put this game away. Edmonton comes up with a face-off, and it's McDavid carrying the puck into the offensive zone. Gives it up for Perry. He was taken down. Nugent-Hopkins tried to slide it down low for Draisaitl. The puck deflected, eventually grabbed by the Rocket Richard winner. And now it's McDavid. Draisaitl peering inside. Threw it across. McDavid will pick it up. Works off a check from Sam Steele. Around the Draisaitl. Just beneath the right half boards, he'll give it up for McDavid, coming off the goal line with a feed to Bouchard. Flick back to McDavid, rolls up top, and a good play by Colin Blackwell, who's really been pretty good on the penalty kill tonight. Oh, a big collision. McDavid and Blackwell, and it's offside against Edmonton, and that was an inadvertent collision. Draisaitl thought about giving...
We got a penalty.
They did. Blackwell for interference.
It's a 5-on-3. Got to score.
Number 15, 2 minutes. Interference.
So McDavid bumped it in, and when he ducked around Colin Blackwell.
He knew what he was doing. Good call by the officials. Jack, this is the Oilers, as you know, their 13th playoff game. Right now they're on pace to have only the second game where they've had more power plays than the opposition. They got a great chance here. Win the draw, get it to the net, attack the net. 5-on-3.
20 seconds. Off the face-off, Sam Steele to Cody Ceci, hard up the right-hand boards and out.
Oilers thought it went into a bench.
That'll drain most of the 5-on-3 power play time. They're not arguing too much. Here's Draisaitl, mishandled at center. Another good play by Steele. Didn't get down the ice. Bouchard and Nugent-Hopkins play is onside. Feeds McDavid to the net. Draisaitl one touch. Nugent-Hopkins waits and shoots, and the net was wide open. But Steele was in the way and deflected it harmlessly into the mesh as one of the penalties expired. And I don't blame Nugent-Hopkins there, Bob. He was waiting for a path to clear. He had a wide open net, but he had 2 stars right in front of the net. Dragged, and finally fired it off. Maybe it was Lindell that got it.
2D on the ice here in the second power play unit. Still a minute 35. These guys might only get 30 seconds. If they win the draw, this group will shoot.
And that group includes Wallman and Klingberg. Wallman stepping up, trying to hold the zone, and he does for Zach Hyman, who's out there with Evander Kane and Adam Henrique. Ruled good to go for the third period. Shot Kane, and a glove save made by Jake Ottinger from distance.
Don't mind that at all.
Minute 18 to go, and the penalty to Blackwell for interference. For now, the top unit remains on the bench. And one of the reasons you utilize 2 defensemen here is, of course, you've got a 3-goal lead.
Paul Coffey off, he spends a lot of time with the second unit, Jack.
Face-off win for Adam Henrique. Wallman across to Klingberg. In close quarters, turned it over. And now it's a shorthanded breakaway. Jumping up, Wyatt Johnston to the net. And a backhander forced wide. And Johnston needed that. He's been mired in a real slump. And Skinner forced it wide. What a chance for Dallas, shorthanded. And they can't get it done. Kane's return pass to Klingberg is a poor one. And this second unit will change. And the top unit comes on with still 45 seconds to go in the Atco power play. 3-0 Edmonton. McDavid, a burst of speed over the line. Perry to Draisaitl, swung back. 2 defensemen on the ice here, Bob, with a 3-goal lead. Kulak shoveled it down low. McDavid couldn't tuck it in tight. So no Nugent-Hopkins out there. Nurse and Kulak, 2 defensemen, as Edmonton going a little bit conservative here.
Well, you hate to lose momentum, but this is a huge sequence for Dallas.
17.5 minutes left in the hockey game, and offside whistled against Edmonton.
Wow.
It's not as huge a sequence because Wyatt Johnston didn't convert the shorthanded breakaway.
And you got 2 defensemen on the ice, Klingberg and Wallman there. That can't be happening.
And Skinner just waited Johnston out as he dragged it to his backhand and ended up sifting it off the shaft of Skinner's stick. Terrific save by Stuart Skinner. His 17th of the night. He's skinning off a draw, won by Dallas in the neutral zone, fired down the ice, and that'll pretty much do it for an Edmonton power play. So they don't cash in on 20 seconds worth of 5-on-3, but also 3 more minutes have been drained off the clock. 17 to play. Edmonton 3, Dallas no score in Game 2 of this West Final.
Butter's got to get some of the guys on the ice here, get them going here in the third.
Bouchard will shoot it in from center. Game 3 will be Sunday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Bob and I will have it for you on the Oilers Radio Network. Frederick to Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Scoop back to Frederick. Remember, Nugent-Hopkins didn't get any power play time on that last offering. Now he's got the puck 5-on-5. He spins and backhands it down low for Hyman. Frederick tried to get inside of Mikko Rantanen and could not. Advanced through to Roope Hintz. Nurse is back defensively, and Hintz will go nowhere. Behind the net, though, kept alive by Mikhail Granlund. But his pass sails through the slot untouched. And now we've got a penalty. Hintz down, and Nurse has dropped him. Dallas still has control of the puck. And have they whistled it down because Hintz is hurt? Yes, they have. Nurse is wondering why the agony on the ice from Roope Hintz as the trainers come out to take a look. Time of the penalty will be 3:48. High sticking was the problem the other night for Edmonton. 2 high sticking penalties in the third period.
We have not seen what happened here. It was a cross check, and it
was a bit of a
chop.
Stick, chop right into the midsection.
Hintz is slow to get up. He's not putting a lot of weight on it.
Left leg.
They're going to take a look at this
for a spear. Let's get the call ringside.
Major penalty under review.
Yeah, they did call a 5-minute major, and I wonder whether they called a spear. Hintz is hobbling underneath. If it's a 5-minute major, that puts Dallas on the power play for 5 full minutes.
There was nothing happening in that sequence. You got to just skate away. No matter what, they're going to be shorthanded.
What do you think? Is that a 5, though?
I don't think it's a 5. I think it's a 2. He chopped him.
Yeah, he didn't spear him.
He chopped him. He chopped him. It's a slash.
I'm wondering why they called. I think they might have suspected it was a spear and called a 5, and it's going to turn into a 2, would be my guess. That's not a spear. And often what we're seeing is the 5 are called so they have an opportunity to review it and get it right. So Let's see what Jean Ibert comes up with. Here comes the announcement. I'm guessing this is going to be reduced to a 2.
After review, it's a 2-minute minor for slashing on 25.
There it is. That's a good call. And I'm not... My partner is a little sometimes to the other side of things, but that's a 2, not a 5.
It was a 2. Right. It was a 2. They got it right. It's an unnecessary 2.
I think they suspected a spear, and that's why it was called a 5 to begin with.
Now they got to get a kill here. You don't want to give them any momentum. And they lost momentum on the power play of their own. Get a kill.
3-0 in favor of Edmonton.
They're throwing stuff on the ice here in Dallas.
And they'll get that sorted. Napa Auto Parts penalty kill. You've got Woolman, Bouchard, Henrique, and Nugent-Hopkins. Face-off win for Dallas. Matt Duchesne won it, threw it across. Rantanen bobbled it briefly. Henrique challenging. So Nurse in the box slashing, a centering pass, and Woolman got a piece of that one. Duchesne in the corner, trying to keep it alive. Robertson peeled it out of danger for Heiskanen. Across to Heiskanen. Rantanen. Back to Heiskanen. Rantanen, deep right corner, another muff. Duchesne in tight, and that's broken up and cleared by Woolman. Mikko Rantanen has not been at his best in this series. He had 2 bobbles on that power play, and it threw off the Dallas timing on the man advantage.
Oilers need some up pressure here. Don't give him an easy zone entry.
Lead pass, Robertson hits the line. Brown on him. Heiskanen knifed it between the wickets of Stecher, and then it was twisted back off the glass and out by Kulak, and Heiskanen able to take over. Thus far, Dallas, a very quiet-looking power play. Robertson stood up by the aggressive Stecher. In the corner, Rantanen. Stripped from behind by Stecher, and he'll launch one down the left-hand side. Boy, Troy Stecher's a gamer, isn't he? 5 minutes gone by in the third, and down to 40 seconds on this Dallas power play. Harley to Sagan. He'll dump it in from center ice. Bouchard, big swing. Drove it to the point, held in by Harley. Threw it across. Picked off. Good read by Woolman. And the puck easily cleared. And the Stars just not getting anything done on the man advantage. Granlund walks it back in, but he made one extra move to his left, and he drew his own team offside with 22 seconds to go on the Napa Auto Parts penalty kill. Edmonton still very much in control at 3-0, and 14:36 left in regulation with the neutral zone faceoff upcoming. Dallas will need a quick win here if they want any chance to get set up with the power play still intact. Jamie Benn will take it against Connor Brown. Brown tipped home Edmonton's 3rd goal of the game late in the second period. Face-off win for Benn, rifled in by Marchment, and that clearly caught the mesh. Hit the glass and sailed out of play, so the face-off comes all the way back to the neutral zone, and Dallas making one execution mistake after another. They've got some guys at the top end of their lineup that are fighting the puck. Wow. Wyatt Johnston.
And they're still up 1-0 in this series.
Mikko Rantanen.
Yep.
And, of course, Jason Robertson.
But they'll get better. And that's why the Oilers got to make this 3-0 lead count here, Jack.
Steele.
Steele's been good for them.
Excellent. He's been their best forward. In my opinion, he's been their best forward, and it isn't close. Jamie Benn beaten off the draw by McDavid, blasted in by Jake Woolman, and that'll pretty much do it for a Dallas power play that failed to generate anything. Harley up the right-hand side for Steele. Stars don't get a shot on the power play. Their only shot of this period was the shorthanded chance for Wyatt Johnston. Nurse comes out of the box, broken up by Heiskanen. A complete reversal on special teams tonight. Dadonov, sharp angle shot, clipped the side of the net. Jamie Benn in close quarters, trying to protect against Nugent-Hopkins. Dadonov in front, that was tipped. Heiskanen back down low for Dadonov from behind the net, looking for Steele, broken up by Hyman. Jamie Benn over to Heiskanen, and Evander Kane with a good read forced that puck up ice. They'll wave off icing with 13.5 minutes left in regulation. Kane keeping keeping the pressure on. First Harley, and then he landed a hit on Bischel. Finally cleared by Granlund, but Kulak will wait for Draisaitl to tag back onside, which he does, and flings the puck down low. And right now, Edmonton determined to force Dallas to come the full 200 feet if they're going to beat him. Wyatt Johnston, left wing for Granlund. Forced out wide by Stecher. Sharp angle shot. Skinner did not cheat off the post and made the save. Rantanen on the rebound for Dallas. Back to the point. Bischel misread it, and he knows it. Banged his stick on the ice angrily as Ottinger forced to play it. Close quarters, Bischel turned over. Stecher will just funnel it back to the other corner where Bischel is waiting for it. Beat Kapanen up the left-hand side. Rantanen. Bouchard back defensively. Rantanen fell down. Desperate pass to the middle, intercepted by Adam Henrique. He comes to the red line and smartly shoots it in. 12 and a half minutes to play in game 2, and Edmonton looking for more. Bouchard looking for Henrique. That pass was broken up by Petrovic. Across to Lindell. Connor Brown finishes his check as the Stars spill it back to center. On the rush, Colin Blackwell to Robertson. Shot and a block made by Evan Bouchard. Rebound Lindell. Back in front. Bouchard is slightly hobbled, but the Oilers did nudge it successfully back to center, and now you've got Lindell and Ceci trading the puck in their own zone for Dallas as we dip under 12 minutes remaining in the third period of Game 2 of this West Final. Dallas took Game 1 6-3 with 5 unanswered goals in the third period, becoming the 4th team in the history of the league to pull that one off. Oilers looking to even the series with Games 3 and 4 back in Edmonton on Sunday afternoon and Tuesday night. McDavid with control of the puck at neutral ice. Wheels his way around Tyler Seguin, charging in. Poke checked off his stick, and a clear for Marchment up the left-hand side. This may be icing against the Stars and is whistled as such with 11:25 left in regulation. And Edmonton still holding a 3-0 lead in Game 2.
We're watching Evan Bouchard down on the Oilers bench, and he is talking to TD Forrest after getting a shot right off the instep of his foot. And the Oilers can ill afford to lose him. He's 26 minutes a game, Jack. He's leading all defensemen in scoring, and he's doing a good job now on the PK, too.
Heiskanen under control for Dallas. Launches one down the middle. Marchment unable to reel it in. Skinner slow to play the puck. Turned it over. Sagan centering pass for Duchesne. Broken up by Kulak. And the only area of weakness tonight for Stuart Skinner is his puck handling. Here's Harley off a giveaway. Edmonton looking to take advantage deep in the offensive zone. It's Janmark to Draisaitl. Takes a peek and then finds Troy Stecher. He'll walk the line and shoot high and wide. Rebound Corey Perry. Swings it down low for Leon Draisaitl. Harley on him. Matthias Janmark knocked off the puck. Harley regains control for Dallas, but we're inside 10 and a half minutes remaining. Nugent-Hopkins comes back on the ice along with Vasily Podkolzin and Kasperi Kapanen. Wyatt Johnston will gain the line for Dallas. Right wing, loading and firing, and a kick save made by Skinner. Just the third shot of the period for the Dallas Stars, and a good one, and Skinner makes the save. Big hit on Podkolzin applied by Bischel. But Podkolzin kept his feet. Kapanen there, trying to rake it out of there as Bischel. Precious time continues to ebb. Still lodged along the half boards. Bischel and Podkolzin are going to go off here. It's going to be roughing penalties, and now they might fight, but the linesmen I don't think are going to let him go.
If I'm Bischel, I don't want to fight Podkolzin. Bischel hasn't fought a lot. Podkolzin, we saw what he did earlier this season.
Overhand right, KO Jeremy Lauzon. 9:57 to go in the third period. Coincidental roughing minors, but Edmonton firmly in charge of Game 2 of this Western Conference Final. 3-0 our score. Nugent-Hopkins in the first.
Dallas number 6 minor penalty, cross-checking. Edmonton 92 minor penalty for roughing. 4-on-4.
Kulak and Brown in the second. And you heard the official. 4-on-4 when we come back to Big D. Edmonton close closing in on a win that will even the series at 1 game apiece. 3-0 for the Oilers. This is Ford Dealers NHL Hockey and the Stanley Cup playoffs on the Oilers Radio Network.
Did you know that there are 9 Napa Auto Parts stores serving the greater Edmonton area and have been doing so for more than 50 years? Since Napa first opened in Edmonton, the community has grown and vehicles have changed, but you can always trust Napa Auto Parts to provide you with the expert know-how and the best vehicle parts. And if that isn't enough, every time you visit a Napa Auto Parts store when you present your AMA card, you receive an additional 10% discount on all retail parts and accessories. Visit your local Napa Auto Parts store for more offers and expert know-how. Napa Auto Parts is a proud fan of the Edmonton.
Where in the world are you watching from? Thanks for hanging out with us today, this morning, this evening, middle of the night, wherever it is where you're watching from all over the world. Now's the time of the show. Please let us know where you're watching from in the chat. Let us know your city and province in there, city and state if you're in the USA, or all over the world. Send those flag emojis out. And let's see where the world is gathering from, hanging out together, making a difference with SickKids Hospital in Toronto. Thank you for being here. Just by being here, you're making a difference. With every view, it calculates into our donation as we do a percentage every single month.
Where in the world are you watching from? Now's the time to show for you to let us know where you're watching from in that chat or by visiting our new live viewers website. Holy Mackinac! As we are passing 100,000 insiders on Toronto Sports Insider, the playoff pulse is a global force. Visit TorontoSportsInsider.com to see our live viewer map and where fans are cheering from right across the globe. While you're there, check out our awesome new website and fresh merch options. Let's keep growing this global community.
Breaking home in the playoffs, in jeopardy. Off the draw, Granlund to Lindell. Still time for Dallas, but they got to get going. Thus far, just 5 shots in this third period. Rantanen out to Heiskanen, right circle, wrist shot, step wide, rebound. What a save! Skinner launching across the blue paint to deny Lindell. Spectacular! Heiskanen fires and a block shot. McDavid, who tonight has collected his 20th point of the Stanley Cup playoffs, 4th player in the history of the game with 4 straight 20-point playoff seasons. Bossy, Trottier, and Sergei Fedorov the others. Thomas Harley dangling, circling the net, top of the circle, shot, kick, save, Skinner, rebound, McDavid. Remember, this is a 4-on-4, so a lot of open ice. With a coincidental penalty, Nurse to Hyman, a shot off the rush, juggled by Ottinger and kept alive for Lindell.
It's just Edmonton's second shot of this period.
Here's Jason Robertson dialing it up. Dishing off, Wyatt Johnston, wrist shot, save, Skinner, rebound, Harley. And he mishandles the puck, and that forces Dallas back to center with 8.5 left in regulation. Harley steps in, Johnston fires, misses high glove. He's been ice cold since having the game winner in Game 7 against Colorado. Jason Robertson in across the line. He'll wind it along. That's going to be picked up by Ceci. Johnston lost the handle. Wallman didn't get it out. Johnston had it. Lost it. Got it back. Just turned 22 did Wyatt Johnston. Robertson up top. Ceci. Shot Heiskanen. Tipped wide by Robertson. Shot by Ceci. Sails wide. Rebound. Heiskanen. Double ricochet. Johnston to Heiskanen. Penalties are over to Bischel and Podkolzin. Back to 5-on-5 with 7:45 remaining in the hockey game.
Oilers need a clear, Jack.
3-0. Draisaitl gives him that clear to center. Podkolzin was not at the red line. He's going to be guilty of icing here. 7:36 remaining in the third period, and still a 3-0 lead for the Edmonton Oilers with a face-off coming back in the offensive zone for the host, Dallas Stars.
Do you take a timeout here, given that you've had your players on the ice for a while?
Well, you ice the puck. You can't take a timeout.
There you go. That's a big change.
Well, it's been several years. You want to talk about a 2-line pass next?
It's only Jack. Jack, it's only been 15 years for you and me. When did they make that change?
Here's Draisaitl.
I'm still in shock after our Troy Stecher interview at the end of the first period.
Apparently. All right, Duchesne wins the faceoff. Bichel a shot through heavy traffic. Rebound, Sagan couldn't get it off. Troy Stecher up the left-hand side. You've got Podkolzin back to Stecher. Had it taken away. Stars hold the puck. Centering pass. Sagan lets it go through. Waiting. Shooting. Petrovic could not get it on net. To Sagan. Deep right corner. Stecher protecting. Wraparound Marchment. Easy save for Stuart Skinner. You're not going to fool him from that far post. And with 7:11 to play in the third period, Edmonton closing on a split here at the American Airlines Center. Nugent-Hopkins with a goal and an assist. Kulak and Brown with 2 goals late in the second period. No scoring thus far in the third. It's Edmonton 3 and Dallas 0. Game 2 of the Western Conference Final. Our live coverage continues in just a moment on the Oilers Radio Network.
Today you can score at A&W. Enjoy a juicy grass-fed beef mama burger and fries for only $5. Available in-store or on the A&W mobile app at participating locations in Oil Country. This fantastic deal is available all day today at A&W.
Our people, our team. It's what business owners almost always say is their most important resource. But strong businesses don't just find great people. They make sure their teams stay healthy, engaged, and performing at their best. A benefits plan from Alberta Blue Cross is more than just drug and dental. They support the whole person with flexible coverage levels that fit the size and circumstance of your business. Find a plan that gets results at ab.bluecross.ca.
Get ready to live sky high. Sky Signature Suites offers remarkable units for rent featuring sophisticated floor plans, designer finishes, and breathtaking views. Experience resort-like amenities including a full-time concierge, yoga and fitness studios, golf simulator, plus indoor and outdoor lounges for you to live your best life. Visit SkySignatureSuites.com and make your home high above the ordinary.
Today you can score at A&W. Enjoy a juicy grass-fed beef mama burger and fries for only $5. Available in-store or on the A&W mobile app at participating locations in Oil Country. This fantastic deal is available all day today at A&W.
Listen on air, online, and on the Radio Player Canada app.
This is the Oilers Radio Network.
3-0 hockey game, 7:11 to play in the third period. The Oilers closing in on a victory that'll even this best-of-7 Western Conference Final in a game apiece. Florida leads the Eastern Conference Final 2-0 with games 3 and 4 back in Sunrise. And quite frankly, the Panthers look like a wagon. Sam Bennett is having a Claude Lemieux type of playoff run.
He's going to get paid.
Face-off win for Tyler Sagan, back to the point, and a drive taken, but put well wide of the mark. Again, Petrovic and Bichel out trailing 3-0 with 7 minutes to play.
Maybe just because they're out against the Oilers' third line, that could be the only rationale I'd have.
Bichel up the gut, taken away by John Klingberg, and from center ice, he'll rifle it back in. This is smart puck utilization from the Edmonton Oilers. Duchesne, a stretch play. Picked up by Marchment. Can't do anything with the puck, and Evander Kane a soft chip back to center. Stars are able to regain. Duchesne in close quarters against Adam Henrique. Fought for, controlled, finally in the high slot, and directed out by Henrique with one hand up to Kane, who got flattened by Bichel. But he did take the hit to make the play and got it in deep. Petrovic ambles his way to center. He'll dump it in and change with 6 1/4 left in the third period. 3-0 Edmonton. Kulak, who scored the second goal, up to McDavid. Backing his way to the center line is Zach Hyman, and he ultimately hoists one behind the Dallas defense. Harley takes a pass from Heiskanen, who jumps up in the play, but Dodonov can't find Jamie Benn cleanly, and Hyman is able to force it back down low into the Dallas zone.
Bouchard's second shift since being hit in the foot, Jack.
Stars can't get anything going offensively. Harley bottled up in his own blue line by the relentless McDavid. Jamie Benn stopped by Bouchard. Bouchard at center, and Connor McDavid will just take a skate back into his own zone, leave it for Bouchard to alleviate the pressure. Line change for Edmonton, 5.5 minutes left. High flip from Bouchard, settled by Frederick. Ahead to Leon Draisaitl. He'll poke it beyond the reach of Cody Ceci. Back behind the net, Kapanen to Draisaitl. Won the battle, tried to center, and that was broken up by Johnston. Bouchard across. Woolman, his shot, tipped away by Rantanen. Kapanen could not hold the zone. Granlund comes up with the puck, but is immediately stifled by Leon Draisaitl, who took a hard hit, but forced it back through the middle. Dadonov got a healthy piece of Draisaitl and followed it up, and Kapanen reverse popped him, and Dadonov went down. Frederick in front, all alone. Janmark bagged it off the post and then nudged it wide. I don't know how that stayed out.
Great play by Frederick.
To find Janmark all alone in front of Jake Ottinger. He hit the post. Ottinger couldn't find the rebound, and neither could Janmark. The puck stays out, and the game at least still available for Dallas. Ottinger is still in the pipes. The Stars dump it in. Duchesne's centering pass broken up. Stecher with 4:20 to play. Up the right-hand side. Not out. Heiskanen a shot. Stick save made by Stuart Skinner. Rebound poked to the corner. Here's Matt Duchesne. Gave it away. Stecher wedged it out safely. Evander Kane has Brown with him. He tried to center, and that was broken up at the last instant. Big hop into the corner. Kane crowds Rantanen and now Heiskanen as the clock dips inside 4 minutes to play, and the Oilers seemingly well on their way here.
Got to think they pull them here now, Jack.
Well, they can't get out of their own end the last 30 seconds. Robertson up to Thomas Harley at center ice. Ottinger right now still entrenched in the pipes. Nugent-Hopkins lands a hit in the corner of the Oilers zone, and then Kulak, when he tried to pop it out to center ice, had it deflect out of play. A face-off coming to Skinner's left, and one more commercial timeout. We'll take a break from Dallas, Texas. The Edmonton Oilers poised to even the best-of-7 Western Conference Final at a game apiece. They laid it 3-0. Back with a finish when we return the Oilers Radio Network.
Ready to score big on your outdoor space? It's game time with Park Landscaping. Transform your backyard into a winning arena with Park Landscaping's expert team. From design to maintenance of lush lawns and state-of-the-art synthetic turf to inviting pools and captivating water features, Park Landscaping will make your outdoor space the MVP. Don't
Hey, you! Yeah, you! I'm talking to you! Thanks for hanging out with us this afternoon, this evening, what time it is, wherever you're watching from all over the world. Now that we have your attention, please help us continue to grow this amazing community. We are over 100,000 subscribers here on YouTube, and we want to keep climbing all the way up to 250, all the way up to 1 million. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hitting that subscribe button and helping us grow this awesome community. Don't forget to turn on that bell so you don't miss it when we go live for every single game of the Eastern and Western Conference Finals for both the NBA and the NHL as part of our Playoff Pulse campaign.
Hey, you! Yeah, you! Joe Bowen here, voice of the Leafs. Holy Mackinac, we've passed 100,000 insiders on Toronto Sports Insider. The Playoff Pulse campaign is unstoppable. Let's aim even higher. Subscribe now and join this amazing community making a difference. Together, we're showing SickKids the power of sports fans worldwide. Let's keep growing this global community.
Hey you, yeah you, Easton Cowan, Leafs prospect here. I'm loving these Playoff Pulse live hangouts. Subscribe and turn on the bell to catch every game. Keep the chat buzzing and let's cheer for SickKids together. See you in the chat.
A first period power play goal and an assist on Connor Brown's tip-in that made it 3-0 late in the second in between Brett Kulak with his third career playoff goal in 89 games. Off the face-off, swung up ice by Hyman. A race for the empty net. And getting back just in time to draw icing is Matt Duchesne.
Wow, that surprised me, but he was right there. With Zach Hyman, he can fly. How about 12 hits in game one, Jack?
Well, he leads the league.
Got to find different ways to help a team.
has 3 goals in this postseason, one of 9 Oilers with 3 goals. Kulak became the 17th Oiler with a 5-on-5 goal tonight. Here's Matt Duchene. The depth of Edmonton winning the day thus far in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Duchene, Miro Heiskanen. Duchene 6-on-5, tried to tuck it inside to Robertson, across to Rantanen, waits, backdoor. Duchene shot hit the side of the net. Kulak taken down. McDavid snatched the puck away. The net is empty. Nugent-Hopkins gives it up for Zach Hyman, barreling to the net, and he forced it just wide. He thought he was slashed, and there's the penalty. A slashing call will be whistled against Dallas. Zach Hyman's stick ended up as kindling. Was that Rantanen who got him?
Dallas 96 minor penalty for slashing.
It was. And that effectively ends the competitive phase of this one. 2:53 to play in the third.
Now, he's going for the empty net on the shot there.
But he's not a clear path. Yeah. It's not a goal. Of course he's going for the empty net. You have to have a clear path.
No, Bobby was going to skate it in the corner. I'm just saying that Rantanen probably
saved a goal. Sure he did. Sure. But it wasn't a clear path.
Now, if you're Edmonton, this is the one time you don't have to force pucks to the net. You can kill some time
off. Wheel it around on the perimeter. Yep. Play 4 corners.
Yep.
Draisaitl. Face off. Win against Blackwell. Darnell Nurse. Smartly over to Troy Stecher. Draisaitl kind of one-timed it to the opposite corner. Evander Kane and Corey Perry out there with Leon Draisaitl. A curious-looking Atco Energy power play in it, obviously with Edmonton holding a 3-goal lead. No Draisaitl and McDavid together on the ice. And certainly no regular power play unit. Perry ducks back in through center. Draisaitl to Stecher, across to Nurse, left point. Back to Draisaitl on the right half boards. And what Bob talked about is exactly what the Oilers are employing here. CC manages a clear, but only as far as center. And Darnell Nurse will just take a skate. I mean, this is, again, when you've got the lead and you're about to salt away a victory, you don't have to release the puck. Evander Kane will rush it in. It's 1-on-4. Edmonton conservatively at its own blue line. Now McDavid is on the ice. Lindell will send it down.
They're not
Skinner to handle. They're not pulling Ottinger. Yeah. 3-0 with 1:45 to go in the third. I mean, that was a chance. Lindell had the puck. If he had skated up ice, you could have theoretically pulled Ottinger, but now Edmonton is just going to milk clock here as McDavid and Klingberg just weave their way through the neutral zone. Zach Hyman will bring it into the attack zone for Edmonton, take it off his feet. A clear for the Stars, but Klingberg has plenty of time to come up with the puck, send it across to Kulak, and more time runs off, and Jake Ottinger isn't going anywhere. Game 2 is in the books. Edmonton is even the series. Oilers nearly got called for too many minutes. They got their signals crossed on a line change. 10 seconds are left in the power play. Troy Stecher, with a minute to go, dumps it into the Dallas zone. So the Oilers have come to Dallas and gotten exactly what they wanted, a split, and they've regained home ice advantage in this Western Conference Final with games 3 and 4 in Edmonton. Sunday at 1 o'clock and Tuesday at 7. We'll have both of them for you on 880 CHED and the Oilers Radio Network. Sorry, Tuesday's game is 6 o'clock Mountain Time. My apologies, 6 o'clock local time. Liam Bichel off an Oiler dump in to Mikko Rantanen. Up the gut, a chance, a backhander sifted wide by Dodonov. Rantanen tried to center. Wyatt Johnston, quick shot, and he hooked one wide as Edmonton getting a little sloppy here in the final 20 seconds. Dallas just trying to get on the board. Wyatt Johnston hard to the net with a backhander sifted wide. Coming up with a puck is Mikko Rantanen. One-timer Bichel. Painful block shot by Frederick. And that'll do it. All 3 of Stuart Skinner's postseason wins this year have come by way of the shutout. And Edmonton does not permit Dallas a shot on net for the final 5.5 minutes of this game. 24 in total. for Stuart Skinner tonight in terms of saves, and all the offense he needed, he got from Ryan Nugent-Hopkins tonight with a goal and an assist. It's 3-0 Edmonton in Game 2 in the Western Conference Final.
We're even, man.
Is now tied at a game apiece. Game 3 will be Tuesday night, 1 o'clock. Game 3 will be Sunday afternoon, a 1 o'clock matinee, and Game 4 Tuesday night at 6. Skinner 24 saves and an emphatic road victory turned in by Edmonton, who has dominated this series in 5 of the 6 periods, and they built on what they established over the 40 minutes. I thought tonight, Bob, winning the 5-on-5 battle 2-0, and just as importantly, winning the special teams battle 1-0.
100%. Jack, the A-grade scoring opportunities, high danger through 2 periods, were 9-3 for Edmonton. The Oilers deserved this game. They were the better team from start to finish in every aspect. Better in goal, better on special teams, better at even strength, better off the rush, strong performance. And I had a couple of coaches tell me before the game, this team plays better when they're a little bit upset. They were upset the way they lost that game.
Well, they gave it away.
They gave it away.
Because Edmonton was the dominant team 5-on-5 through 40 minutes. They were, again, the superior team 5-on-5 tonight. And they also got a couple of breaks tonight.
They got some breaks, yes.
Brett Kulak shot ricocheted right back to him, and we go ringside with Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. And Ryan, we were just talking about the fact that tonight you completed what you started on Wednesday. How important was it early to get right back to that 5-on-5 game and assert your superiority in that aspect right away?
Yeah, I mean, I thought we played a good 5-on-5 game. Game 1, obviously, slipped away on the kill, and we were tested early on the kill, so nice to get that one too, get a little confidence. But and then the one on the power play, which we're going to need to have through this series. So I thought it was all around a good effort, and Stu made some big saves when we needed him to.
He did. You're going.
A good start tonight. Obviously, a long way to go.
Can I ask one favor? Ask Troy Stecher about his after first period interview when you get into that locker. Trust me.
Okay, good.
Awesome, man.
Yeah, okay,
Take care, buddy.
Yeah,
That's Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Goal and an assist. The only offense Stuart Skinner would need. Brett Kulak, Connor Brown. I mean, Bob, how often have we said it in this postseason? Look at the goal scorers tonight. Yeah. Nugent-Hopkins, Kulak, Brown. Yes, McDavid and Draisaitl contributed, but it seems they're the ones that are supplemental in this playoff run, which has now reached 9 victories.
100%. And right now, if you're Pete DeBoer, you're saying, we're lucky it's 1-1 because
Absolutely.
They've been the better team for 5 of the 6 periods. And, you know, hey, small little things tonight. It's a small, like, you can't read into the Oilers going 1 for 5 in the power play. The last power play, they were killing the clock. And they didn't need the dagger up 3-0. Maybe in the past.
The penalty kill is more important in the playoffs.
Always.
You and I have talked about
forever.
this before.
I mean, you have a penalty.
That's how they got to the final
94% last year.
Yeah.
And when you added the shorthanded goals it worked out to like 90.
They were net -1 on the penalty kill.
It's crazy, right? But they had you need your goalie to be your best penalty killer. Now, that said, the second Dallas power play stunk tonight. They couldn't gain any zone entry. We'll have to wait and see on Rope Hintz. A little bit of a greasy play from Darnell Nurse on the slash. I don't think we saw Hintz the rest of the way tonight. No. Don't forget, he missed 4 of 6 games last year against the Oilers as well.
They have Robertson coming off an injury. He's not the same guy. He's really fighting the puck. Yeah. He had a couple of good looks tonight, Bob, and he just treated that puck like it was made of wood.
The Oilers got some bounces, though, too, tonight. Think of the second goal specifically for Brett Kulak. You know, the Connor Brown deflection, good play.
That's a skill play.
But Edmonton missed a couple. McDavid hit the goal post shorthanded. Yeah. They missed a couple 2-on-1s that were slam dunks. Nonetheless, full marks for the victory. How about Stuart Skinner?
Feaster 4, 3 shutouts.
That's unreal.
Yeah.
But right now it's good because it's 3 of the last 4 games. It's going to be jacked at Rogers Place.
He's got 4 career postseason shutouts in an Oiler uniform. The only guy with more, he's now second by himself, is Cujo with 5.
Yeah.
I mean, for as maligned as Skinner has been, he's also won 22 games and 4 by way of the bagel.
Oh, by the way, guess when Cujo started to take his game to the next level as a goalie? It didn't happen at like 22, 23. It was a little bit older on.
And it came in the playoffs, not really the regular season.
No. I mean,
he stamped himself as a true elite goaltender in the playoffs.
Upset Dallas in 97 and then outdueled Patrick Waugh in the final 3 games of round 1 in 98 against Colorado, who you talk about being a wagon. They're the best 2 centers in the league at that time with Forsberg and
Is
Sack.
Pete DeBoer concerned?
No. because he's got a veteran team. Now, we got to wait and see what's up with Hintz. I don't think he should be concerned, but I got to tell you what I like for Edmonton.
You don't think he should be concerned after what we've seen 5-on-5 through 2 games?
No, not yet. Not yet, but the Oilers got to build on this. This was a good starting point. I loved how Paul Coffey rotated. He kept playing Stecher. Stecher just played balls out hockey, and I agree. He let it hang out on and off the air tonight. So there you go, on the ice. And
let's just not define what it means in that sense.
Yes, no kidding.
Troy Stecher, the Edmonton Oilers win this game going away 3-0. And the Dallas Stars, this is a curious statistic. They have never led a conference final 2-0, whether they were the Minnesota North Stars, the Dallas Stars, who of course won the Stanley Cup in 1999 and went back to the Cup final in 2000. They have never led a conference final 2-0, and the Oilers made sure they would not with a not really dramatic, but an emphatic performance, quite frankly, tonight. 3-0 in a game that never really appeared in doubt. If you were in the building, there was no doubt who was winning this hockey game from late in the second period onward. Stuart Skinner, perfect on 24 shots. Nugent-Hopkins, a goal and an assist. And Kulak and Brown salted it away, as it turned out, with 2 goals in a span of 73 seconds late in the second period. Jake Ottinger will be saddled with a loss. He stopped 22 of 25, and he sees his playoff record drop to 9-6. Skinner, again, that bizarre playoff record this year of 3-4 with 3 shutout victories. We do know we'll definitely be here for a Game 5. That's going to be next Thursday night from Dallas, and that will be a 6 o'clock Mountain Time start as well. But in between Games 3 and 4, Bob and I are next on the air on the Oilers Radio Network. It's a Sunday 1 o'clock matinee, Game 3 from Rogers Place, and that gives way to a Game 4 on Tuesday night, and that face-off will be 6 o'clock local time. That is to say 6 o'clock in Edmonton at Rogers Place. The next 2 games in Edmonton, where the Oilers will look to take command of this Western Conference Final in their bid to duplicate what Florida did last year. Go back to the Stanley Cup Final the year after losing the final and going ahead to win it. Who knows? We could see a rematch, but there's a long way to go. This series is only 2 games old, and it is now tied at a game apiece after Edmonton defeats Dallas 3-0 in Game 2. Until Sunday afternoon, and for Bob Stauffer, Rob Brown, and of course Brendan Escott, I'm Jack Michaels saying good night from Dallas, Texas, the American Airlines Center, site of Edmonton's Game 2 victory, 3-0 over the Dallas Stars. Ladies and gentlemen, the pleasure was all ours. The Rogers post-game show starts right now.
Exclusive live interview.
Oh, look at this. And we got Jose and Tom here too. Thank you for hanging out with us this afternoon for our Playoff Pulse campaign. This evening, whatever time it is where you're watching from. We appreciate you being here. Now's the time of the show. Please check the link that's pinned in the chat, as well as in the description. That's going to take you to our homepage at SickKids Hospital in Toronto, where you can add your donation to our Playoff Pulse campaign, or share that link out and politely ask people to help you raise money for SickKids Hospital with Toronto Sports Insider and TSI Tom. You got anything to say there before you go to school, Tom?
Well, like and subscribe.
Yeah. Thank you for being here. We'll see you back in the chat. Thank you for making a difference with SickKids Hospital in Toronto. Every single one of you. Much appreciated.
Cheers, insiders and sports fans from around the world. The Playoff Pulse campaign on Toronto Sports Insider is uniting fans worldwide through the thrill of NHL and NBA playoffs. Every game, every fan, every moment counts.
To every child and family who've needed us since 1875, and all who support us, our hospital needs no introduction. But just in case, it's SickKids. And it's our 150th birthday. Our mission has always been healthier children, a better world. The first children's hospital in Canada, SickKids. Pasteurizing milk to prevent disease 30 years before it was mandatory. The heart-lung machine that transformed open heart surgery. A pediatric kidney transplant in 1969. SickKids. SickKids and SickKids. We discovered the gene for cystic fibrosis so patients live longer lives. And we just created the world's first Atlas of Cancer using machine learning to analyze 13,000 variations. Today, the hospital sees over 130,000 patients a year. We're a research powerhouse, a training magnet, attracting nearly 600 clinical and research fellows from around the globe every year. And we're the #1 publicly funded children's hospital in the world. We're celebrating 150 years of excellence, driven by philanthropy. What's next? Thanks to donors like you, we're going to keep healing Canada and the world, and we're going to heal the future.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
I want to thank you.
Thank you for supporting the Kids Cut.
Thank you for helping us save kids' lives.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being... Thank you.
Being able to hold all that in check. So there's just so many dynamics to think about for a team in order to overcome all of the obstacles to win a championship. And it's fascinating to me. It's one of the reasons I was able to play 26 years, because once you do it, you understand how fun it is, but also how complicated and intricate it is to kind of get not only the team from a physical standpoint to come together, but how a team comes together emotionally, mentally, and the spirituality around a team and the respect that lives inside that locker room is incredible.
SiriusXM NFL Radio Channel 88 brings you expert analysis from former players, coaches, and executives, plus reaction to all the latest news on the only 24/7 station dedicated to the National Football League.
I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM NHL schedule for Friday, May the 23rd. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL playoffs, 8 p.m., Dallas Stars face the Edmonton Oilers. Stars on Sirius 210, XM 219, and Internet 928. Oilers on Sirius and XM channels 167, Internet 930. National feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 91. For 24/7 coverage of the NHL season and hockey across the world, keep it locked on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, channel 91. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM NHL schedule for Friday, May the 23rd. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL playoffs, 8 p.m., Dallas Stars face the Edmonton Oilers. Stars on Sirius 210, XM 219, and Internet 928. Oilers on Sirius and XM channels 167, Internet 930. National feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 91. For 24/7 coverage of the NHL season and hockey across the world, keep it locked on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, channel 91. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM NHL schedule for Friday, May the 23rd. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL playoffs, 8 p.m., Dallas Stars face the Edmonton Oilers. Stars on Sirius 210, XM 219, and Internet 928. Oilers on Sirius and XM channels 167, Internet 930. National feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 91. For 24/7 coverage of the NHL season and hockey across the world, keep it locked on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, channel 91. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM NHL schedule